Okay, so we're going live here. A few things. We're not live, really. We're gonna run a Giants DVD that I have. So that's gonna be today's deal. I'll pop in once with some commentary, maybe. But this is gonna be Giant stuff. I'm gonna try doing this every day around the same time. So I figure 11:30, 1 o'clock. If I don't do it then, I'll do it 7:30, 8 o'clock. In the PM. I don't do anything in the AM. So, I don't know when this game was, so, enjoy. Might be a combination of a couple games. I don't know. So, here we go.
Hey, Kurt, how you doing? Well, the 49ers don't get Alex Smith back. Trent Dilfer gets his second start, but they do get Vernon Davis back, their most dynamic offensive player, and that's going to be huge because hopefully that will jumpstart a 49er offense that ranks at the bottom of several major offensive categories in the NFL. And for the New York Giants, the change in Tom Coughlin is legit, and we experienced that firsthand this weekend, and I think it's a big reason why this team has won 4 games in a row after starting out 0-2 and has a legitimate shot at being 6-2 going into their bye, and we'll have to wait and see how this pays dividends down the stretch in the second half of the season. Now let's head down to Washington and check in with Tim Ryan.
And where'd this Giants team come from? They weren't there a month and a half ago.
Yeah, Kurt, the last 4 weeks, the Giant front seven has been outstanding, rushing the passer and really just causing all kind of havoc. The reason they're able to do that is the cornerbacks, the rookie Aaron Ross and a healthy Sam Madison. If you've got cornerbacks,
I was told
you can play
yesterday that my audio on the DVD was a lot louder than my microphone. Hopefully I'm taking care of that.
Two is
I'm talking now, sorry, but who really wants to hear what Howie Mandel has to say? Howie Mandel. I called Howie Long Howie Mandel. Put a rubber glove over your head, Howie.
Should think about head coaching because that's some good stuff.
That's what Terry Bradshaw just said. Put a rubber glove over your head, Howie.
No. All right, time to get to our pick segment, and why not start?
So here we go. I can't read that. So, game should be starting shortly. Like I said, I believe Jeremy Shockey is on the team. We seem to be really not doing anything. I don't know what's going on. We seem to have dead air.
Pressure on Manning, who had to get rid of it.
We'll wait a few minutes. Oh, there we go. Okay, it just took a while.
You can disrupt the timing of a
screen pass. That seems to be a punt of some sort. We still have Jeff Fiegels.
First punt of the afternoon for Jeff Fiegels.
And now we're not even playing the Niners. We seem to be playing the Dolphins. This might be the Dolphins game in London. I'm not sure. I guess I should have probably checked the DVD before I put it in there. I'm going to say 2021, maybe. Nice pick up by Fiegels there with the little snap. But
and again, we'll wait on the spot, but it looks
I'm going to say this is the London game.
And it's at the 14. That's a 10-yard differential. We'll see if it means anything.
Could have been worse, though. Bad snap. Had some pressure up the middle.
Yeah, you see the Dolphins, too.
The Dolphins with Edmund Miles.
If this is the London game, they do a thing. It was really cool, and I want to know where this thing is. They had a really giant, huge, monstrous size Jason Taylor robot roaming through. They do a story about it. I just want to know who has that now. I would love to have that. I would make a Giants helmet and not Jason Taylor. I would make it like Lawrence Taylor.
out to the 29-yard line. A 10
Year, they're having a good afternoon run.
If this is the game, it's pretty cool. I mean, the thing was huge. I'm not just talking like 6 foot tall. That thing was like up there, like 5 stories. It was huge. And it was a robot. And it was walking like down the street. I'm going to shut up for a bit.
Scary for a young man.
Do some stuff. I might do my taxes in a bikini, so if anybody is up for seeing me do my taxes in a bikini, please donate. It seems to work for everybody else that's on Twitter, Twitter, whatever. Some lady at a desk the other day doing her taxes in a bikini. And 5,000 viewers. People banging bits at her and throwing money at her like she was a fucking stripper on a pole. Just saying. I will do a bikini and I will do my taxes for a price. Just putting it out there. All right. Enjoy.
And Justin Tuck, who in a backup role, has 7 sacks on the season. Chapman tries to break it to the outside, avoids a couple of tackles. A penalty flag comes down before Aaron Ross, a rookie out of Texas.
The Dolphins can't get into these situations. They want that ball to come out quick, but they can't stretch the field when they get into long yardage situations.
On second down, Chapman run out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Third down upcoming. And again, let's check in with Kurt Menefee for a game break back.
A very good division. Cleveland is starting to make their move up to the top. Baltimore a little shaky this year, but that's been a tough division.
Lemon avoiding trouble, will just stick it in his pocket and steps out of
defense.
Of course, their first 2 drives, one ended with a missed field goal. The second drive ended on a fumble.
Sorry, I forgot my mic wasn't on. I have to work out some bugs on this OBS. Every time I do something, the audio is not coming out. So I can see the meters are moving, so I know it's working, but I can't hear it. I mean, maybe it's because I don't have headphones on. I don't know. But it's something I want to address. There's the big giant Taylor. Look how big that fucking thing is. I want to know who has that and where it is now. I would love to have that in my yard. Put it in the even fuck if I can't change the jersey or anything, I would leave it Jason Taylor. What the hell? That is so cool. I might Google it, find out where the hell that thing is now. I mean, you saw how big it is. It ain't short. It ain't a little 6'7" doll. That thing was fucking huge.
Well, he has been a giant in the National Football League on defense since coming in.
So I might Google that. That might be a project. I'm going to find out where that Jason Taylor robot is now. Is it still Jason Taylor? Do they dress it up as other things and march it down the street? Inquiring minds want to know. Anyway.
Second down carry. Again to Jacobs. Third down and 2 upcoming for
tackles, running the ball, sprinkling some play action as the game goes on.
Reuben drones his first carry, and it's good enough for a first down out to the 42-yard line.
And it's all misting down here on the field, Moose. That ball is slippery, wet. If you're a defensive guy, you want to go and get your helmet on it or try to punch that thing out. It'll come out a lot easier when that ball's wet and slippery.
Very productive. The offensive line has adjusted to the running styles.
Handing to throw on first down. Jacobs out of the backfield, and step for step with him was Crowder. A short drop, and Manning throws behind and then too high for Burris.
Just a little missed timing right there. You can see we're getting a change right now on the Giants sideline, and this is going to be something that goes on during the course of the game. You know, you're going to start with a 5/8 cleat. You're going to go to a 3/4. I wouldn't be surprised if they're not possibly at a 1-inch cleat by the end of this game as this field.
Third down and 4 for Eli and the Giants, and they're going to hand it off on 3rd and 4, and depending on the spot, this will be very, very close. Brandon Jacobs tripped up by Cameron Worrell. He needed to get to the 48-yard line. They may have to bring out the sticks for a measurement here. All is said and done.
Well, I think last year it was a big situation with injuries, and I think there's been a change in Tom Coughlin. We're seeing an aggressive play call right here, going for it on 4th and very short out near midfield. But I think the way the Giants have approached everything this year, if they can stay healthy and the change with Tom Coughlin's demeanor, I think that this is going to be a good second half season team.
Well balanced with offense and defense also.
Out of the I formation, it will be drones, and that is a first down. So a 4th down.
So now all of a sudden, the other team can't come out and run the ball as much. They're one-dimensional. Strahan, OCU Manura can come out and put that pressure that they need to on a quarterback.
Jacobs first down, and he slips away from one tackle. He's inside the 40, a first down to the 32-yard line. Broke the tackle of Michael Lehan. And Goose brought up earlier, Brandon Jacobs checks in at 264 pounds.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that Michael Lehan, when he comes in on support, he's got to keep Brandon Jacobs to the inside. You see right there, he falls.
One thing I forgot to do. I don't think I changed the tags on this. So it might still be coming up, real racing. It's something I should probably change. If I want to get viewers, I mean. But we're going to do shit like this. This is what I want to do. I like sharing my games, but they're all going to be Giants games, so that's all I have. That's the team I like. But I have it on my phone. Audio is working, so it was just a little soft, so I turned it up.
Matthews, the lead blocker again for drones, and he's down to the 15-yard line as we're closing in on 3:15 to play until halftime, and the Giants trying to add to a 3-0 lead.
Michael Matthews is somebody that I think needs to be featured a little bit more in this running game, and it's not a knock on Madison Hedgecock, but number 88 as your fullback motions in from outside, but watch, he has real moves into the fullback spot. It's completely different blocking on the line of scrimmage and blocking from the backfield, and Michael Matthews does both of them very well. That adds a really good dimension to your running game when you can have the same guy lining up in multiple positions and the defense can't adjust to your personnel.
Drones maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd down upcoming for the Giants.
Well, nobody has been able to finish a drive yet in this game. We've had a couple of nice drives that have kind of petered out. The Giants with one earlier. The Dolphins missed their field goal attempt. Can somebody finally punch one through down here in the red zone?
There's a gentleman enjoying himself right there up in the stands.
Will they get off a play before the 2-minute warning? Apparently not. So that's that. We are at the 2-minute warning. A 3rd down and 4 for Jason Taylor and the Dolphin defense.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by UPS. What can Brown do for you?
All right, visibility. Well, that's you.
Down and 4 at the Miami 15-yard line, and Brandon Jacobs is back in the backfield.
Plaxico Burress one-on-one right out here on the outside.
Low throw. Was it a catch? No. A trap to Burress.
He doesn't know the guy behind him ran in and waved it off incomplete. He was looking at the one guy coming in to mark it.
Well, wait a minute. Is I think the entire Giants offense thinks that is a good catch. Eli Manning looking around saying
they're going to mark the ball where he caught it.
Yeah.
No, we're coming back now. No, now we're coming back.
It's an incomplete pass.
Yeah, I want you to watch the umpire. He's going to be coming from the inside. The umpire came in and waved that off. Now Plaxico's looking at the linesman coming in from that side. You'll see him clap. Yeah, that's right. I went down. I dug that one out. He doesn't know that the umpire is coming in from this direction saying, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. We're inside the last 2 minutes of the half, so this could go up to the booth for a review.
Well, it looked like a good catch from that last angle we have, and you can see that Burris is not happy with the initial call.
No, he's taking a little bit of time to mull over this decision, but you also give the booth review some extra time to take a look at it.
Plaxico Burris, or at least that was the call on the PA system here. And now all of a sudden the referee Gerald Austin running from midfield after talking with Cam Cameron, and they're going to spot the ball, I believe, down to the 10-yard line and say it's a good catch made by Burris.
That's a smart
time to play until halftime. Play action. Manning, lots of room in front of him, and he will waltz into the end zone.
Holy shit. Eli Manning, a running back.
It is so difficult to change direction on this field.
Didn't do that an awful lot.
Eli Manning had everybody working from
maybe
his
4 or 5 runs.
And when Plaxico Burris tried to change direction to come back to get involved in that
what
play,
we're watching is, I believe,
no way anybody from
the year is
2001. Everybody's going to be moving this way. Now, when Eli
there's the
breaks
Giants,
contain,
Dolphins
there's absolutely
in
no
London.
way for the guys on the Dolphins secondary to
and
play
Eli
and
Manning,
retrace and get
speed
back
burner.
over there in time.
One of his very few rushing touchdowns.
So Eli Manning, his first rushing touchdown of this season, and it gives the Giants a 10-0 lead. So the overturned call on the field inside of 2 minutes kept the Giants drive alive, and they cash in on the 10-yard run.
Probably shouldn't do
Eli
this.
It's a 10-0
it's running great.
Well, a couple smart decisions there by the Giants. Number one,
it says I'm broadcasting in Restream.
A little bit of time to take a look at that
so
play.
I'm going to go check out
and
that
then,
feed
Eli
while
Manning,
we're at it.
Recognizing that there's no way that those defenders for Miami are going to be able to plant and get back to the other direction to make a stop. Scampers in for the touchdown.
Well, we're under a minute to play.
Whenever I do this or something like that,
and Ted Ginn
fuck something up.
Will cut it back the other way and brings it out still on his feet to the 37-yard line.
And as you can see on the screen, it's very choppy now.
Michael Strahan and the Giants with a 10-0 lead. And
very laggy, choppy.
Jesse Chapman maybe picks up 2 yards. Was he ever touched? He's still on his feet, although they're saying that after he went down, he was touched and is down after a 2-yard gain.
So I don't know what's going on.
48-yard line, well done by Jesse Chapman.
Now, unfortunately, he didn't get out of bounds, but watch this by Jesse Chapman. Number one, protection. Takes on Kavika Mitchell. Doesn't panic. Gets on the side of the field. And remember, now this is Jesse Chapman who on the last play.
This is what was happening yesterday.
He was down and took off 50 yards.
As soon as I went into
Restream, he's got to be a little bit tired. He's been toting the ball all day. He's still
everything got choppy and laggy and frozen.
This has been a great effort by Jesse Chapman, and when you go into this Dolphins
shit like that.
Good, and it's his first NFL start.
So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to change this. I mean, I like the fact that it's simulcast on the Facebook and all that, but it's going to, like right now, it's on my screen anyway, it's buffing.
Funnel him down to the inside. Just keeps working his way
Spent
across.
a lot of time trying to do The Walking Dead last night, looking at
arm coming
the little
forward?
circle going, wee, wee, wee.
Looked like it was out on the way back.
It went out when he said it, huh? I agree with you, Tony. It's out before
it says I'm live.
You know, they came with a blitz and ran even a game up front, but these guys have to keep their feet underneath them.
Picture or anything is popped up.
Because
No,
of the
nothing.
conditions of the field, they're not getting that.
The sound is moving.
That's 15 on forced by this
So
Giants
you,
defense on the
anybody
season,
watching,
and a
is
chance
just
to
going
add
to
to this
sit and
10-0
watch.
lead in the final 30 seconds, looking for Toomer, and step-for-step with
Watch
him was
that.
Will Allen. Clock stops.
And on my OBS, it seems to be running good, but it's still frozen on my phone. Trying to come back.
Third down and 10. The ball at the Miami 34-yard line. And 14 seconds to play until half. The handoff to Jacobs.
Refreshing, see if that helps
As he
anything.
bangs his way to the 22. And the clock
But that's
stops
I was
on
having
the
that problem
timeout with
yesterday
7
too. I
seconds
mean,
left
everything,
after
I would have
12-yard
everything
game.
set up, ready to go, ready to broadcast.
7 seconds left.
And the minute I went into Restream, everything fucked up.
Cost you an opportunity to give up some points. Now, this is still 41 yards, and look at the field around where this ball is going to be spotted. I mean, Lawrence Tynes, this is no chip shot.
Jeff Fiegels, the hold for Tynes, 41 yards out.
I mean, on my OBS, everything is working. But on my, where the broadcast is going, it's frozen.
And had a chance to, or
There is
football
nothing
as they
happening
call it,
there.
in Scotland and in England. So perhaps no big deal on this kind of
Try
trip.
going in
Just
again.
routine for him. I mean, that's great trajectory. You saw how firm he was with his plant foot. Really no impact there. And a costly little mistake at the end of the
Still
half
very
by the
choppy.
Miami Dolphins and Cleo Lemon. That margin for error, you cannot give the Giants an opportunity
probably
to
shouldn't have
score
done
10
that.
points in the last, minute and 9 seconds.
I
of
knew
this
when I
half.
did it,
And Gucci
it was
made
going to
it.
happen.
A real high-scoring second half coming back.
A bouncing ball that will be fielded at the 40-yard line. And bringing it to midfield as the first half comes to an end is Patrick Cobb. So the New York Giants, who lost their first 2 games of the season.
It's a SPORTSROB Live title, but the category is real racing. All right, we seem to be catching up here.
Brones ran for 15.
It's running
manning the
again, so
10-yard
that's
touchdown
a
run.
plus. It's running.
All is
It's
said and
fucking
done,
cold in
13-0
here.
lead, and
I
that's
might
the
have
end
to
of the
turn on
score.
some.
Yeah, just an efficient first half. Nothing spectacular, but no turnovers.
I
They
am
didn't have
fucking
a turnover
freezing.
Mistake. Miami had both of those, and they cannot afford those. They just
The
do
only
not
thing that
have
sucks about this
the
is
players left on their roster because of the injuries to have mistakes.
can't get a co-host
Manning to throw it on first and down.
because to get a co-host I have to go into Restream. I mean, I could probably open Restream and something else.
That ball a fraction
log in.
away from Jason Taylor.
We could try that and see if I can do it on my laptop.
Catch it and
not
run
my
the other
laptop,
way.
my,
Of course, that's what he did last
iPad.
week against New England for a touchdown.
Yeah, he's done it several times throughout
But
his career, and
that's
he
one
had
of
a
the
little
things-
slap of the hand.
I
I
mean,
think he realized that was a play
I'm sure
that
there's
they
a
needed
way to do it on
to
OBS
jumpstart this game.
without
And, you know,
using
maybe it does have
Discord.
to be the
I don't
defense.
want to
Maybe
go into
the
that
defense or special
over
teams
again.
has to be the group that does something to
The
get
computer
this
I have
team
is
back
a
in
piece
this
of shit
game.
computer. I'm fucking poor. I can't afford hundreds and hundreds or thousands of dollars for a fucking PC. My sister picked this computer up for me for
Will
20
Allen
bucks
has
at the
been
Goodwill.
solid all
I
afternoon.
doctored
mean, he's
it up.
playing
I
really physical
got
out
it
there.
running
He's the one
again.
guy on the outside
But
that
there are
understands
still
how the
some
officials are
problems.
calling this game. There is nothing
One of them being
ticky-tack about
I
playing
can't
fast
download
defense out there this
Twitch
afternoon.
Labs.
And Will Allen recognized that
I go
early
to
on and
Twitch
has been
Labs
very
and it tells me
physical
my
with his style of
OSB
play
or
on the
my old
outside.
something is not up to date or compatible. I'm running Windows 10. I bought the installation for Windows 10. I installed it. It says my operating system is Windows 10, but according to Twitch, it's not. And I also have the same problem.
No matter where you look, north, south, east, or west in the city of London.
It was something else that it wouldn't let me do.
And that is a must
Same
stop
problem.
for anybody that has the opportunity to
That's why I can't do the
Jesse
Twitch.
Chapman begins the second half, much like he played in the first half.
The Twitch labs. I mean, it seems like everybody's doing it, and it looks really nice. I mean, not that my little setup doesn't look nice, but...
A fumble on 3rd and a yard when they let the wide receiver Marty...
Oh, Discord. Discord was
opportunities. Only 4 possessions in that first half.
I can download it.
I don't know.
But the minute I go to use Discord or start using it, I can watch things and be a participant. But the minute I have to, like, go on camera or something, same thing what just happened with Restream. I get choppy, I freeze up, or the person that I'm on with Discord freezes up.
Quick throw to Booker, and he steps over one tackler, and he's out to the 4th minute of the first half.
Now, Restream works for me as long as it's just the OSB with a regular, no video running in the background, as long as there's no video. It seems whenever I have to add a video, I don't know if it's my bit rate or whatever you want to call it. I don't know what the shit is called. But if that's the deal, I just can't run videos. But if it's just me and a co-host, I've done with music, it worked, but the minute of video starts getting choppy. I did do 2 hours of racing yesterday, and it kept going in and out,
Step for step with Ronnie
it was quick, and the audio kept going.
Before the light went on for Ronnie Brown.
So even if the video stopped for a second or two, the audio would keep going, so at least you could hear still what was going on.
Patrick Cobbs has come on for Chapman.
Like I said, this is coming from a DVD that I have that I made. I recall recording. I've recorded every single Giants game since 1985.
The officials have whistles, and that stops play. But you keep hearing them every time there's a play. There's whistles.
I have a lot of footage. Not too many full games. Most of them are edited, either digest versions.
Well, after a couple of after a big run by Chapman, it was taken away on a holding penalty. Lemon just throws it straight into the ground after Fred Robinson was breathing down his neck.
It's Johnny Lemon.
Chapman back.
I just like watching, you go, oh, I remember that guy. Oh, I remember that guy.
This time there are whistles, and they're legitimate whistles. And they're going to back Miami up even further.
False start. Number 64 in the center.
To London.
What? I mean, I might do this all day. I don't know. I'll let it run. I'll throw another deep if I'm still here. I mean, I won't be live. I might just let it run. Do like a marathon, Giants marathon. But what I am going to do is I want to get that tag of real racing off the screen, because my thing ain't going to show up for NFL or football even if it's still under
4th and 20.
That.
It will
So
be Brandon Fields to punt it away. And McQuarter stands back.
The broadcast seems to be going good.
Again, Roger Goodell, the commissioner of the National Football League, will be joining us shortly.
Kick back and watch.
That one will wait on the spot. And still going, even still going to the 35-yard line where the Giants will get it back.
Still hear me pretty good. I have to go, hey, you guys!
Ball comes loose from Brandon Jacobs, but it looked like a Giant offensive lineman, and yes, indeed, following the play is Rich Seibert.
Hey, you got to take your touches any way you can when you're one of those guys down in the trenches. That's what a little hustle does down the field, right, Tony? There's a little incentive to get down there and block.
Hey, us big guys get very little chance to go and carry the ball. Anything we can get around or hold, it's embarrassing when little kids go and throw you a ball and they say, hey, throw this ball to me. And you look at the kid and say, I never had a ball like this in my hands ever. I don't even know what this is.
So it is a first down for the Giants at the Dolphins' 48-yard line, and Jacobs going to get it right back. He'll hang on to it this time. So much has been made, Commissioner, about the trip over here and what is successful, what isn't successful. What is in your determination, the league's determination about what is a success?
And not a competitive disadvantage for them. And from talking to the players and the coaches all week, I don't think that's the case.
Manning to throw on second down, a tip ball, and it's intercepted by Jason Allen. There is a penalty flag down on the play.
How you doing, whoever the one viewer is? I think it's me because I'm on my phone. So. Hi, me.
Now, this is just the way the Dolphins, not only day
How
has
you doing,
gone,
me?
but season has gone. Every time they do something positive, every time they start to generate a little momentum.
I probably am the one viewer, and I'm talking to myself.
Jason Allen trying to say it was a
Okay.
tip pass, and
Got a
the
phone
holding
call?
should be called off. But it's on Jason Taylor, number 99.
Oh.
Wow.
I don't know. I think they got to let that one slide.
You know, they've been
Defensive lineman holding. I mean, that's not supposed to happen.
Well, the big thing is on the outside, they've let him play so much during the course of the game. I mean, Will Allen has been real physical out there on the outside all day, and then we get a little touch foul like that called on Jason Taylor.
Well, I think they finally get a break now. All of a sudden, it's a first down for the New York Giants. And even if you're a Giant fan, every fan of every team in the NFL has been down this road. Maybe not necessarily 0-7 on the year, but everybody has that year when things just don't go in any way, shape, or form the way you hope they will go.
It's been a tough year for the Dolphins, and really the difference between winning and losing in the NFL is so slim nowadays. And you know, really the Dolphins talked about it this week that it's been a great experience for them to get out of that environment in Miami.
Chance to see you, Commissioner, interviewed on local London television a couple of days ago. I know you got here on Wednesday after some league meetings. But I think much was made, and I'd rather you do this.
It's going to be much more competitive, not only with the enthusiasm in the States and the new stadiums, but also we're getting a great deal of interest internationally, which is true.
Manning to throw to Burris, and it's batted away by Andre Goodman.
The next step for the NFL.
So we're working on that. We've got some ideas on how to create an academy over here to improve that.
I think that Osi Umenyiora is a great example for that. A guy who was born in London, spent some time in Nigeria, but until he got to the States and got put into that college football program, you know, we would never have probably had an opportunity to watch him play in the NFL. And with this grassroots program, maybe opening.
You see, I think what we'll do, we're focusing on the 4 markets: Mexico, Canada, the UK, and of course Germany. So I think we've got a lot of interest in hosting a game over there. We're going to evaluate that at the end of this game and make a decision prior to the Super Bowl this year.
Well, so third down and 11 for Cleo Lemon, and the receiver stopped, and then a golden chance for an interception is dropped by Jabril Wilson. So after a pretty good defensive stand for the Dolphins, it's 3 and out for their offense.
Well, a little double move on the outside. You'll see the double move. Just, you know, it's just not chemistry, not continuity. Unfortunately, Derek Hagan gets pushed out of bounds. You saw the referees had come off, so that indicated that Derek Hagan had gone out of bounds. He would not have been able to touch the ball when it came back inbounds, but receiver Cleo Lemon, Derek Hagan, just not at that stage of their career.
Well, Brandon Fields again puts a foot on it. Backing up McQuarters to the 29-yard line. Brings it to the outside, cuts it back to the inside, and brings it out close to midfield. A 20-yard return by the 10-year veteran R.W. McQuarters. Giants lead 13-0. The back of his shoulder a number of years ago, and many wonder whether he would ever pitch again. Will make his first postseason start tonight for Colorado, and Joe Buck and Tim McCarver will have it for you right here on Fox. A first down carry to Brand behind the Giants bench. Jacobs, and he is a load.
This is custom built for him to finish this game out. The way, I mean, the rain is, it's letting up a little bit, but it had really picked up there for a while. You know, the field just continues to deteriorate. This is good, Tony. This is going to be like an inside run drill for the rest of the game in training camp.
I couldn't even imagine. You know how hard it is as a defensive lineman, even a linebacker, to stop a guy of his size with a 5-yard start going.
Ruben Crones comes on in place And there's a pass on first down, too high for Burris.
Pass intended for Plexico Burris, number 17.
And they continue to try and stretch out what appears to be the right hip of Michael Strahan along the sidelines, and it's pretty evident he is in some degree of pain down there.
Yeah, it looked like they're trying to get a little bit of relief for his low back, you know, trying to get that leg crossed over, kind of like a chiropractic adjustment, trying to loosen up those muscles and get that area in that hip and low back to release.
Well, could you imagine that, trying to do that to a guy like Siragusa? I mean, it's one thing for Strahan trying to do that to Siragusa.
Tony's too fit. He doesn't need any of that manipulation.
I stretch all the time.
Hit. The ball is loose. The Dolphins say they've recovered the football. Matt Roth made the hit on Manning. Now the question becomes, who covered it up?
Again, Tony, it goes back to the play calling. Like the opening drive of this half with 3 consecutive passes when they should have came out and just started to pound that ball. And you said it at that point, that when you throw the ball, that's the opportunity for bad things to happen. And we saw it right there on a sack fumble.
You know, talking to Tom Coughlin coming out, they said they were going to run the ball more, and I haven't seen that at all. I don't know if he's on the same page with his offensive coordinator, but, you know, these are the kinds of mistakes that...
A big turnover, the Miami Dolphins, new life.
Everyone that has been vaccinated.
28 yards, yet his team leads 13-0. But a Manning fumble gives the Dolphins field position, and keeping the football is Lemon. And he takes a shot, but carries down to the 43. Let's go back to the turnover a moment ago.
Well, just a little miscommunication between the play. They've given the offense great field position. Let's see what they can do.
And the Dolphins in a no-huddle mode as Chapman spins away and is on his way to the 30, the 25, to the 21-yard line. Well, you brought it up, Moose. This kid has really had an outstanding day for a team in his own. Cobbs gets the football and loses his footing, but he's inside the 20. Second down. The carry by Cobbs. All of a sudden, the Dolphins a chance to really get back in this game. I mean, it seems like they've been very much outplayed, yet they have more total yards, they have more first downs, and now trying to get within 6 points if they can punch it in here. And taking a couple of hits, but staying on his feet. It's Chapman, and he's down.
On a sloppy field, a big downhill runner like Brandon Jacobs cost him a big turnover. Now the Dolphins knocking on the door.
And Lemon trying to run out of trouble again. There's another play call, you wonder. Was it a broken play because Lemon bobbled the ball, or were they planning on throwing from second and goal at the 2?
I think he loses a snap as he comes out, right, Goose?
Yeah, it came right up in front of him. I'm surprised he got that. He did a good job of going and keeping it on, but he couldn't get back to the line of scrimmage. He should have probably thrown that out of bounds. But way to hold on to the ball.
Well,
third down and goal from just outside the 10. And they're coming after Lemon. And he lost it towards the end zone. And it's broken up. He had an eye on Hagan, and right there, Jay Feely missed his only attempt. This one from 29 yards out. And that one is good. So a critical second down, where it looked like a pass play was called for Miami in the final minute and 4 seconds here in the third quarter. Game 1 of a Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader. We'll tell you about a pair of games upcoming depending on where you're watching in just a moment. And here's the return. Still on his feet is Reuben Drones, and he brings it out to the 35-yard line. So game 2 is right around the bend. Many of you will see the Reds now manning with lots of running room. And he'll stay on his feet inside Dolphin territory to the 47-yard line.
Still trying to pass the ball, Moose. I don't understand it.
Yeah, I tell you what, and they had Jason Taylor coming to the inside, and Eli Manning was able to see that and get around to the outside. But I agree, Tony. I don't understand it. I mean, you don't expect Eli Manning to be able to pull that ball down and get positive yards.
I didn't know that was all. I thought I muted my microphone.
Abby McGrew, his
Sorry about that.
Making the trip over to London. And I'm sure being brought up to speed as well on how Peyton is doing today against Carolina.
Couldn't really hear me, so that's good.
To the 40, that'll be a 7-yard pickup, and that will be the final
Cousin, I gotta,
of the third quarter from Wembley Stadium in London.
Go have some blood work done. I haven't had my blood work done since this COVID thing. I think I did it once. Since this whole COVID thing has started.
To play. Here on the other side of the Atlantic, it's 13-3, Giants leading Miami.
I gotta go do that.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, don't even try.
Sure, I'm not dying.
Thought they were yelling at me or something, but it's called a pitch. It's not a field.
First down give.
I do. I hope this thing.
To the 35-yard line, a 2-yard pickup.
Because I have to go see an allergy guy. I am just. I've had this cat 15 years, 16 years. He's fucking killing me now. My allergies are so fucking bad now. It's like the minute I wake up, I just start sneezing, my nose clogs up. Like right now, I can barely breathe. And because of my diabetes and stuff, it's not really good for me to take Benadryl too often.
Especially finding those intermediate routes with the tight end like Shockey and
shoots my blood pressure up.
But
so I try to soldier on and do stuff, cough drops. Listen to me constantly throwing cough drops around because it keeps my nasal passages open with the eucalyptus. Right now, I got the chills. Close my door and put my heat on. But this seems to be running good.
Coming after Manning, who sets up a screen.
Got the feed going, looks pretty good. The sound seems to be pretty good. Unless I talk really loud, I'm in the red now with my microphone. But the feed, and that's one thing I got to do is go down on the audio, bring the mic up, talk, blah, 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 bring down, bring up, some shit. Like working a mixing board. I just wish I had the mixing board so I could do it with my fingers.
I tell you what, that's not just a result of the field conditions today either. Lawrence Tynes has been off and on all season. That has to be an area of concern.
We're just going to let this run for a bit.
Get into a tight game. Cowboys, Redskins.
I'm going to check my blood sugar. You can watch me do that.
Guys in the truck want to give you little things. I mean, we're showing little objects. We showed Big Ben, a car, a telephone booth. These are some of the things that us Americans over here really found to be really different than back in the States. Excellent job there, Michael.
Second down and 9, and a tipped pass at the line of scrimmage, breaking a couple of tackles is Peel, and depending on the spot. A third down and 3 for the Dolphins, trailing by 10. Plenty of time, but they need to start putting together some big plays, and there's a big one for the Giant defense. Fred Robbins gets his first sack today, his second of the year.
Well, the one thing that Miami talked about in preparation for this game was
I've been using the
formation. It's a tight bunch formation.
The Libre 14-day thing.
Just go through your progression. Don't pull it down and pump it.
But
because this Giant defensive
it keeps falling off.
I
mean,
you get away from
I keep asking them if there's something else I could use. They're supposed to send me some information.
McQuarter stands back at his
mine keep popping off like when I'm sleeping.
Brandon Fields and McQuarter's from the 34.
I like it. It's really cool.
Was tackled out at the 41-yard line. So we're under 10 minutes to play. Here
it's
in
the
London,
Freestyle Libre
Giants trying to go
sensor.
To 6-2 on
there's the little thing. It looks like a little
lead.
cell phone.
You know, everybody's talking about those Patriots running the table.
You put the sensor like on the side, the flabby part of your arm.
Somebody's going to get him.
And then when you want to touch your blood sugar, you turn it on.
Miami Dolphins going 14-0. That was before they extended the number of games played in the regular season.
You turn it on, and then that comes up.
But you know, back when Miami did it, they didn't have to face
thing there, and you just like
week after week.
Checking out
today's team.
Don't have to do this. Mike's in
Stay on the ground
just like,
as we are
boop,
under 9
like,
minutes to
and it gives you your reading. It didn't work there because I don't have one right now.
And if you have a day like that, you know, Miami was, you know, one ball snap from having.
And it's a lot better than sticking your fingers. But the only knock on it is it malfunctions and falls off very easily. Like if you hit it on something,
sprained his knee in the opening game, missed 3 games, came back against the Jets
Send
into
me.
his third
I'm
100-yard
thinking
rushing game.
like a little patch that you can put over
to
it.
the outside, right off a block.
Secure it.
It's 11, 12 yards. What was that?
And downhill, untouched, 8
It's a lot
yards,
better
9
than
yards
that.
into the secondary. He's got a full head of steam.
But after a while, that shit's
Ruben Drones now comes on to give Jacobs a breather, and Drones with a good solid run. A late penalty flag comes in.
So we're gonna do a little
all those
insulin.
years, of course, primarily
204
in
ain't
Miami.
bad.
Whether it was
I have
harder
not
to
eaten
win
yet, so it's
and
kind
go
of high.
undefeated during the regular season, or was it harder to lose every game in the regular season?
The Nuvalog.
That's only been done one time, of course, by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I'll save you, spare you this
Less than
view.
7 minutes away.
It has to go to my belly.
As here's a big run by Drones to get him, and a flag comes
Unless you're
into
giving
the
me a
37-yard
raspberry on my
line.
belly, nobody sees
Well,
my belly.
you've asked the right guys.
We beat you, the Jets, by 3 points, I think it was. And that one win, I mean, made the whole season a lot better. Not great, but a lot better than being totally shut out for the whole season.
Yeah, ours was the same thing. And, a lot of the guys from that 72 Dolphin team playoffs, so you never know when that game is going to happen. You just got to be ready for it. There was an opportunity in this game today for in the defense.
Am I
now
good
the
at
offense is jumping on this penalty bandwagon.
No, I still eat wrong.
Jacobs on second and forever. Equal to,
Sometimes
if
I
not
don't.
perhaps a little better than they are, because Moose, you talked about.
Sometimes I don't inject when I'm supposed to inject.
They have beaten teams that,
It's a
at
whole
least talent-wise, they
situation.
are better than, and as you said, they should.
When
be
I do
beating
try, that's
here
why I
in the
like
last 3, 4, 5 weeks.
But they've taken care of business. This is the first time we've seen
The
them get into a
Libre
struggle.
has alarms on it, reminders. I wish it was a little
Big
smaller.
goes on to punt it away. Ted
Like keep it in your
Ginn
pocket.
Jr.
I carry this around, it's all my insulin and my meters and stuff. But it fits right in there. Same size as a regular meter.
$1.5 billion.
It fits right in there. I can hear
Wembley Stadium from the
it.
ground
Sometimes
up.
if it goes off and I'm downstairs, I can hear it. That's how loud
Huge amount
it is.
of area around the field. I mean, it's
But I
gigantic
have to,
down
when
here.
the beep goes off, I gotta remind this, okay, it's either time to inject or test. Those are the main things, injecting and testing and being consistent with it. Like right now, I just did this. It was my blood sugar was 204. So now I gotta remember, and that's another thing, the thing will go off, beep, beep, go eat something. Because now that I've injected, so it doesn't go too low, I should eat some lunch or something.
Jason Taylor, they're not going to let this team be winless.
Well, they're looking for Hagan, and the pass is slightly underthrown.
That looked like that hurt.
Dolphins in scoring position here.
Blitz coming, and Lemon wisely just throws
It's a
it
floater.
away.
It's a floater.
Give up a
Got
down
a
and
floater.
lost yardage.
What movie is that from? We got a floater. We got a floater.
His feet trying to get out of bounds, but is unable to do so. And that will bring us down to the 2. The first receiving touchdown for the #1 pick out of Ohio State University.
It's the remake of Dawn of the Dead, I believe.
And
The one where they're in the mall.
they're a point after away from being 3 points
But the
behind
remake
with just
of
under
the
2
remake
minutes
of the
left.
remake.
Again, we've seen a couple
The one with
of
the
plays
guy
like
from
Cleo Lemon.
Modern
He
Family.
stands in the pocket. Ted Ginn coming out of the
He
slot.
was in
number
that.
19, a good route. But look
That
at this
remake.
ball. Look where that ball is
They shoot
thrown
one of the
between three
zombie
giant
dudes in the
defenders.
head. And it was just floating. We got a floater.
Good by Feely. So for those of you just joining us, the Miami Dolphins have just scored. We have 154-3.
Watch the pressure coming from the outside. And Cleo Lemon just stands in there and delivers a strike to Ted Ginn Jr. He's got O.C. Umenyiora breathing down his neck. I tell you what, with the field in the condition that it is in right now, and the way we have seen players sliding across the surface, this is going to be anything but easy for the Giants to do. Recover this kick. Drive it into the turf and let it pop up in the air.
I don't know if it'll pop up. I don't think the ground is hard enough.
I want to get this thing on the ground.
I was just
let
sailing
everybody get
also
into a
when
rugby
my
scrum and try and dig it out.
Absolutely. I agree.
allergies, my nose gets really fucking dry.
Just hits a ground ball that goes out of bounds.
Squirt saline in there to keep it moist.
See, he tried to do that, Tony.
Moist with like water, saline, not moist with snot.
Well, now Manning going to take a knee. If somebody would have told you before this game started that Peyton Manning would throw for 58 yards, or Eli Manning, I beg your pardon, 58 yards in a game and the Giants would win, you'd never believe it.
No. It's been one of those days, though. I mean, the big thing, Brandon Jacobs, he could have had more than 132 rushing yards. They kind of got away from him in the start of the second half. And you look at the Miami Dolphins miscues again, and we talked about at the top of the broadcast, you got to love the fans. They're coming out taking it. You see this every weekend in the NFL, running the clock out. These people are furious that they're taking a knee.
I paid 80 pounds to see these mates. They're mad right now. They want their.
What I'm doing now is I'm going on my phone.
Yeah, I don't think they understand that running the clock out, or they want
to my SPORTSROB page to see if I can change
the aggressiveness of American football and
the real racing thing to something
else. Get a great
else.
taste of it, but got a good taste of a good football game here today.
So that's going to tie a ribbon around this first ever jaunt for the National Football League in a regular season game off the North American continent. And the New York
We're seeing
Giants
if we can do that.
will come away with a 13-10 win. So for Daryl Johnston, Tony Siragusa, Barry Landis, our producer, our director Mike Frank, I'm Tom Brenneman. We're taking you out to bonus coverage in a moment. First, let's go to Kurt Menefee in Los Angeles.
Snacks provide all top. So it's a make good.
Happy birthday, Ben.
Happy birthday, Ben. First down, Giants. Tie game starting from their own 31, and Derek Ward with a leap, a gallop, and out of bounds near the 35 of Chicago.
I could change it.
33-yard run. Tillman forced him out, and another impressive carry by Derek Ward.
Yeah, right off this left side, you know, with Seibert and Deal and getting the push, and then Ward being able to get inside of those blocks and then back to the outside, and Burris doing a good enough job anyway on Tillman in the secondary so that Ward could then get up the sideline. But I'll tell you, Ward is having himself a heck of a first half.
Already over 100 yards on the day. Manning steps up and hits Amani Toomer. First down.
Should have gotten Satin down a few weeks ago.
That ball just slips out of the hand of Eli Manning. They're
confusing.
calling it a fumble,
it's confusing me.
And Chicago takes over. Anthony Adams on the recovery for Chicago, and let's take a look.
Yep, open hand. I mean, they call that the open hand, and if the arm is going forward and the hand is empty, then it's a fumble. And as you could tell, the ball comes out as soon as he brings his arm back to make the throw. I mean, I know the conditions aren't that great. There's been some precipitation. You know, but we've seen that not just from Eli. We've seen that from a number of quarterbacks this year.
Yeah, it's confusing the hell out of me.
Turnover of the day. A Manning interception. Now this fumble. It's big news for a Bears team that hasn't been getting takeaways like they did a year ago. But that was a gift. And now everything Peterson carries it for 3 yards on first down after the Bears take over.
Real racing.
It's a gift, and it's a points on that possession, and then only to give it to the Bears.
Second and 7, more of a hurry-up attack by Chicago, just like they opened the game. And this is Olsen on the catch.
Defense, you get the ball right back to your offense.
Manning throws down the sideline. Grossman does, and it's caught by Berrien.
So bear with me. Enjoy the game.
What a throw by Rex
I don't know who I'm talking to. Hey, there's two people here.
Berrien there on the
That might be the second one.
50 yards.
If you are a person, feel free to enjoy the game.
It looked like it sure was. And he used his right arm to saw that from Santana Moss a couple weeks ago there with the Redskins. It's a great play. Bernard Berrien, who also had a great game in last week's win over Denver.
First and goal from the 5, and Peterson's going to lose a yard. Kavika Mitchell came in to make the play.
They're playing at such a fast pace that some of the guys don't know when they're going to the line or when they need to get huddled. Rex getting them back in the huddle right before this play.
Play clock at 2 as Grossman got the snap and throws it away. Olsen was close enough to it, and the ball very close to.
If you're here for real racing, sorry.
Third and goal.
It's real football. As we speak, I'm trying to figure out how to change the real racing thing.
Strahan really coming on after a slow start to the season with a camp.
I am finding
Strahan has been in on a couple. He's into the double digits.
Nothing that lets me do that.
Yeah, he's come on here over the last several games as well. And
there was actually a person there
because
now it says one
and Rex
person.
Grossman had room to step up. I think the one thing about Olin Kreutz at center, he doesn't give up a lot of pressure, so there usually is somewhere to step up. You don't want to bail out the back end like Rex did, because that's where you're going to run into these defensive ends for the Giants.
35-yard try by Gold is drilled, and the Bears are back on top. However, after the Manning fumble, the Giants defense gave up the 50-yarder to Berrien. And a first and goal.
The only way I can change it is if I go live, but I'm already live, so I can't go live.
And what he's dealt with, I mean, it's important to come into this game and get off to a good start, feel good about the way that he has been playing, and that has not happened here in this first half. But, you know, if they're able to do something here with this possession, drive down, get points on this drive,
clicking on everything,
that'll make this team feel a lot better at half.
So
I think it would be under Stream Manager.
8 throws on this sloppy day in Chicago, and that carry by Ward was
good. Oh, there you go. I found it.
Tom Coughlin stressed it. We have got to run the football better than what they had the 2 previous weeks, and they've certainly done that here in this first half.
NFL football.
Manning hit Hedgecock right in the numbers, but Madison, the fullback, couldn't hang on, and it's now 3rd and 6.
And I don't know that it would have mattered.
6. Play clock expiring. Just get it away. A toss to Ward.
These are all games. See, that's the problem with this.
Short of first down yardage,
is you have to categorize in a game.
On 3rd and long, they'd rather have Ward run it.
And
it's not enough.
Not a game, and I should be able to invent my own
done that here in this first half, to where it's been really
NFL Sports Talk Football.
I
guess we could go there.
To run a draw,
this is 93 though,
and pick up the first down, and those are hard distances to pick up in those situations. And you know, it does look like that Kevin Gilbride, as the play caller, is trying to protect Eli a little bit in how he's calling the game.
So here's Haskins. Fiegels angles toward the sideline, hits a good punt with a lot of air under it.
Even that, it doesn't let me add tags.
Near his own end zone. Good coverage downfield, and forced out at the 10 after a 53-yard punt is Hester by Chase Blackburn.
Well, Fiegels is
one in the history of the NFL in punts and punt yardage. Good guy to have when you're facing a team with Devin Hester. Here is Peterson over the right side and out to the 15-yard line. The big 21-yard
here I'm just going to add
Rex Grossman to Vasin Muhammad. They have the lead with
different
2 minutes left in the
tags
half.
for stuff I'm actually doing.
Finishes, he could be back here. It could be a Joey Harrington type situation as he spins, gets out of trouble, and throws it right through the hands. Coming up right after this.
I couldn't really add that many tags.
There's the score, 13-7 at the half. Start of the
Sports
third
Talk
quarter
will do
is
fantasy.
moments away. Fantasy update.
Fantasy football.
Rex Grossman has 4 20-plus yard completions. He has had trouble under pressure, as we heard Troy and then Howie talk about at halftime. Big day for Derek Ward, already 110 yards. And Desmond Clark with a touchdown for Chicago on their first possession. Now it's Devin Hester. The words of Lawrence Tynes, who kicks away for the Giants. We are not dumb tough. We all like to be tough, but we're not dumb tough, and I'm not, meaning Tynes. It is not his objective to kick it anywhere near Devin Hester. Instead, he kicks it out of bounds, and there's the fear factor of Devin Hester. In essence, on a windy day in Tynes' defense, the Giants would rather Chicago get it at the 40.
Out of bounds. Ball will be placed 30 yards from the spot of the kick.
Joe, I don't think that that's what Tynes was trying to do. I mean, you say
still
dumb,
no,
tough,
it's
and all
not
that, and I understand what you're saying, but you know,
Can't,
that's
use
pretty dumb what
podcast.
just happened, giving the ball to the Bears on the 40-yard line. And as we said, Tom Coughlin said, hey, this is a game about field position. Well, now you're giving the Bears great field position to start this second half.
It is the fear of what the other option is, which is Hester with the ball in his hands.
We added
and
it.
that good
Whatever the
blocking
fuck it
in front
was,
of him.
we fucking
Part
added
of a terrific Dave Tope special teams approach.
Okay, now.
So angling that one off to the side.
SPORTSROB
Got away
still says
from
fucking real
Tynes, or
racing.
just headed out of bounds.
Motherfucker.
Because of the wind. Let's go down to the field
What
and check
the
in with
fuck?
Pam.
All that for nothing.
For the
Well,
Chicago
that's probably
offense.
for like the next time I do
Giants
this.
defense. I mean, here they
I
give the
literally
Bears
have to
great
turn my
field
heat on or
position
get a
the
jacket.
40-yard line,
I'm fucking
and then to
freezing.
force a 3 and out, and now give the ball back to their own
I am
offense.
fucking
that's a
freezing.
nice job there
It is
defensively.
fucking cold in here. I had to look to see if a fucking fan was blowing.
Good punt.
I'll be back.
Spiral turns over, and McQuarters from inside the 15. Across the 20, and that was it. They're going to mark him right at the 20. Gilmore on the stop, 7-yard return. Eli Manning and the Giants offense to the field, down by 6. End zone to our right, and the Giants receiving today. That may tell a story in a roundabout way. I mean, the Giants have had the ball, Troy, 6 possessions. Manning has thrown 9 passes. We'll keep an eye and thoughts on the play calling here to see how much they want to put it in Eli's hands. Down by 6, starting at the 20. And Derek Ward lost the football. That's his 4th straight game with a forced fumble and 3 turnovers. See if it's number 93.
He's coming in on the backside if in fact it was him, and it sure was. He got in there with the right arm as he was making the tackle. And as you said, Joe, he's had one in each of the last 4 games now, and you know he's playing now at the level that they had hoped that he would.
Much better, much better.
A few years ago, he's getting pressure on.
Turn the heat on, put a hockey jersey in. Yeah.
Season.
Picked him up from Miami, Chicago did, as Peterson gets it and doesn't do much with it. Picks up 1. And Gumley has not been a Pro Bowler since coming to Chicago, but this may be fine for Chicago. Peterson almost broke it. About a yard shy of a first down. Let's go for a game break. Here's Kurt Menefee, and you look.
Just realized y'all got a picture of my dirty ass bed.
21 of 24 playing for the injured
I do
Jeff
not
Garcia's
believe
got
in
that
making
back.
the bed.
255 yards and a touchdown.
Just putting it out there. I am not a believer in making the bed, because
but today they put it together.
what's the point?
Very well.
2nd down and 8. Peterson.
And people come over to my house.
Short of a first down by a couple, and now flag comes in at the end of the play. After the play was over and the whistles had blown.
It's not like I got ladies coming over and they're going.
At the end.
Well, and that's what the Giants
Well,
players
we were
are
gonna
indicating.
fuck,
It's gonna
but
be
you didn't make your fucking bed.
Man, that thing just got over the crossbar.
I mean,
Hit a wall
it's not
of
dirty.
wind. Here's the fumble
There's
that
not
set it
stains
up.
all over it.
Adewale Gunleye
I
knocked it
just
out,
don't make my
grabbed it.
bed. I don't
Bears
see
had
the
3,
point.
lead by 9.
Pillows, tuck it all in.
Returns
Nah,
at
that's a
17
woman
yards.
thing and a mom thing.
And he was drilled by Jamar Williams. So Eli Manning and the offense.
I know
back to
somebody's
the
coming
field.
over and
It's
I
a
don't want them to go in my room. I
Chicago lead.
close my fucking bedroom door.
If that's good defensive football or just
You go upstairs to my
offensive
bathroom and
football.
I hear a fucking door
Either way,
open.
not a lot of
I know you're snooping in my room.
Drive punt. That's what Maynard wanted. That's what he got.
But
from
I
inside
just think making the
15.
bed is like a waste of fucking time.
Rather McQuarters out to the 25.
It's one of those
and
chores
that's
that
as
you
far as
do.
he
You tell your
goes.
children to
R.W.
do,
McQuarters, a
just so they
12-yard
get
return.
used to doing stuff that they don't want to do.
Giants offense back to the field.
I
as they
mean,
trail.
an adult.
A 257.
All right, now get me.
9 and 26.
There's some people out there got a studio apartment where everything's out there. Yeah, by all means, make your fucking bed.
Last year.
I used to do it when I had a studio apartment or
In the
one.
second half of the season. Here's
I
another
think I guess it's called a studio apartment where it's just one big ass
trying to
room.
get it to Ward.
And that is the first thing when they come in.
Gunley
Hey,
was in
look at
there
that
on
dirty ass
play
bed.
Again for Chicago.
And again,
Stays
my bed
with the
ain't
Giants.
dirty,
That was almost
dirty per se. There's not stains and blood stains all over the pillows.
But they have already motioned.
It's cluttered.
It belongs to the Giants.
My clothes that I haven't folded yet are on my bed, and if I don't fold them again tonight, I'll either sleep with them on my bed or they go on the chair that I'm sitting on right now. Usually they go on the chair.
And there it is. Yeah, and Michael Matthews is there on
But
top of the ball.
I ain't making bed for nobody.
I'll tell you what now.
I don't even own a bedspread.
Over there in your Kevin Gilbride and you're saying, hey,
duvet. You're going to store by a duvet. Yeah, I know what a duvet is.
Running the ball so well because he's put it on the
I'm not
ground
buying
the last
one.
2 times he's had it.
Second down and 10.
So
they do go back to Ward.
Oh, we seem to have a Bears game now. We went from
Let's go for a game break, and Kurt Menefee.
Went from the Giants,
between the Bucks and Saints.
Dolphins
picked off by
to
Mike
the
McKenzie. He takes
Bears,
back 53
Giants.
yards for the score. It's
Now we're
McKenzie's
watching an
3rd
update.
interception of the year. He's returned
That
2
guy.
touchdowns. This one gives the
For the
Saints
Saints
a 1-point
intercepting
lead.
someone from the
Back
Bucks.
to Joe, Troy, and Pam.
It was not Tom Brady.
All right, Kurt, thanks. And a chance for New Orleans to get to the 500 mark at 6-6.
All right,
Be a game behind
I just
Tampa
went.
Bay.
It is changed now. It says SPORTSROB.
There's Shockey at the top of your
Streaming
screen.
NFL
3rd
Sports
and 3.
Talk Football 93. I don't like the 93
They go
part. I should have been
underneath to
able
the
to take
other
that
tight
out.
end, and the pass is caught by Kevin Boss. His
But
first catch of the day and a 4-yard gain.
it is
for
what
a
it
first
is.
down.
You know, when you really look at this Giants offense, Joe, and you say, you know, who is a defense? Who do you really have to concern yourself with? I mean, there's nobody really that
is
threatens
some-
you. I mean, usually when you look at any Jeremy
He should be
Shockey,
able
he's
to-
not a deep threat that's going to hurt anybody. And so the whole defense starts playing a lot closer to the line of scrimmage,
be able to
and
change
everything
that.
becomes harder.
Here's Ward. Out to the
Why has
40.
it gotta be 93?
Lovie Smith will tell you it's good news for a defense when the biggest threat is a tight end on the other side. And part of that, as we've said already in this game, is the injury to Burris. That's why Burris is here. He's here to be the big receiver and the big downfield threat. He's got a bad knee, a bad ankle. He doesn't practice, and he really hasn't been a factor over the last 5 games.
And I think that's why the injury to Steve Smith is magnified, and then the development of Sonoris Moss.
Now,
2nd and 7.
NFL Sports Talk 93 evidently is my category.
Sonoris Moss at the bottom of the picture.
I am not talking 93 football.
And underneath, it's Ward getting it into Chicago territory.
But
a flag
we are
is
talking
down.
football.
And it's an offside against Chicago, so the play will stand.
The next couple days we have free agent frenzy happening. Later on we will check in with that.
Gain on that underneath throw of Derek
If not tomorrow, I think tomorrow is free agent frenzy starts.
Regardless of how it
A lot of big things. Giants, I'm just going to talk Giants. I said it yesterday.
I mean, those are the types of plays.
Offensive line has to be addressed. Enough is enough. The defense kind of worked shit out last year and the year before. It's just the offense could do nothing. So in free agency, we address a wide receiver, a playmaker wide receiver, someone who is a threat that will take 2 guys to cover so other people can open up their game. We don't have, there's no threats. We had nobody on offense that threatened. With Barkley back with the run, and we need a fucking playmaker receiver. We all know where I'm going with this and what I would want. Get Odell Beckham back. I mean, the right coach could have shut his antics down and he'd still be producing with us. I mean, say what you want about him. He was a drama queen and blah, 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 blah. But he produced on the field. So the little antics off the field were ignored by a lot. But it shouldn't have been.
2nd down and 3.
And I never agreed with that. Jason Pierre-Paul, I've said it 100 times. I mean, if he was washed up, he was washed up, but clearly he's not. He is still playing at a high level. He just got another Super Bowl ring with Tampa Bay, so obviously he's not all done. So, that being said, you address the offensive line, you address the wide receivers, and that's it. Do not concentrate on anything else. You get into the draft if you don't. If there is a good edge rusher on free agency, but don't make that priority number one. Yes, we need a good pass rusher. 2 or 3 of them would be nice. Be like the days of 2001 with. And even in the 80s where we didn't need that. We had the 3 down linemen and Lawrence Taylor. You only rushed 4 guys because we didn't have to. When Strahan was on, you had Strahan, Tuck, OC. Those guys with 4 down linemen were getting so much pressure on the quarterback. We didn't need to blitz the linebackers. The linebackers could go for pass coverage, or we could have an extra safety out there. None of that happens when you don't pressure the other quarterback. When your opposing quarterback has all day to throw the ball, you're going to lose a lot of games. And that's what's happened the last 4 to 5 years. We've lost a lot of games. Daniel Jones, this is it. This is your time to show people why you should be the starting quarterback in New York. No more excuses. No more fumbles. No more stupid interceptions. It's now, or we get rid of you. Sorry, you're a wash. Unless you show something this year. A winning season. I don't want 8-8. I don't want a losing season. Hey, we got a chance with the division because everyone else sucks. I don't want that shit. I want a nice winning season, 10 wins at least.
You just don't see a lot of true fullbacks in the league anymore.
Big games.
You know, you can tell that Ward likes getting in behind him, and for a tailback,
show us why these people seem to think you're the good quarterback that I don't see. Never been a fan. I'm not a fan now. Change my mind. This is the year. But again, if we don't address the offensive line and the wide receiver, well, Danny Jones has another shitty year, and the Giants have another shitty year.
Blowing the play dead as Tillman goes down the field. It's a touchback.
Well, yeah.
No points as
I thought the guy was like running back 100-something yards for a touchdown. But that's what I think they need. Secondary, I think they're pretty good in the secondary. Linebackers, Martinez popped up. We got some good linebackers now, good solid linebackers. We could use another one, but pass rushers on the defense. That's all. One pass rusher.
Look at the position that Tillman has.
Be it free agency or be it draft.
Burris was backing up.
But the key concerns, offensive line, offensive line, offensive line. I don't care if they have 5 picks in the draft and they go offensive line all 5 times. I would be okay with that.
Manning now has thrown more interceptions than
I hope they don't do that. But
that'd be a great job.
At least pick up 1 in free agency.
And what a terrific play by
they're out there.
Mitchell.
Kansas City just let 2 good offensive linemen go.
It has a chance of being a big play. Instead, it's a gain of only 1, 3rd down and 16, and the Bears are not in field goal range.
Yeah, because he had some space out in front of him. You're right, Joe. And Kavika Mitchell, this isn't an easy job either. I mean, to make that tackle out in the open field.
So we got that. We got that happening.
Peterson, you see the move that Peterson tried putting on him, but he's able to get just enough of the jersey.
I'm going to say SPORTSROB and the BOOB is
leading this Giants
dead
with 9
in the water.
Today. That was a big one.
Not that I'm complaining or anything. He's doing his own thing. He turned into Lucha Dad and Papa Boner. I mean, Papa Pops. Whistle Pops.
Off his back foot, Grossman lets it go and overthrows Bernard Berrien. And that is a very impressive job by this Giants
We'll probably do
defense,
more
led
when
by
football
first-year
does start.
Coordinator Steve Spagnuolo.
Even, I mean, we do.
There, the 5-yard
We can
penalty
talk
certainly
about
didn't
racing,
help
but
on the
who
false
won the
start
race?
by
Blah blah
Clark,
blah.
and
When
now
you
it's
see
a
that
punt.
crash,
And
up,
what
then
I
we're
like
done.
about what Steve Spagnuolo has done is he's
The
not
conversation
afraid to bring
about
pressure.
racing
On
is
the
not.
last play,
It's
brought
not.
R.W. McQuarters off the edge, one-on-one outside.
I don't know. I don't
Berrien
get
and it's
involved
down.
like
He's
I
gotta
used
make
to.
the
I used to
completion.
say, oh, holy
Of course,
fuck,
they
blah
give
blah
up
blah
the
blah.
big play to Dex team in it.
I watch
Great
it.
job by the Giants defensively.
And then it's over.
McQuarters will let it go over his head.
Football, you can talk about. Hey, did you see that catch? Hey, did you see this? Hey, did you see that? Hey, did you see that guy fuck up his leg just now?
But he slipped and fell.
Did you see that hit? Did you see that touchdown? And you just go on all day, and especially with me because I watch like all the games. They start on Sunday, and you got Monday, and then between Monday and Thursday on ESPN or any other app that I have, I'm watching every game. So by the time Thursday comes around or next Sunday, I've watched every single game that was on that week. No lie. I do that shit. I'll watch a Giants game, win, lose, or draw. I DVR it, and then I watch it again like I'm a coach to see, okay, where did we go wrong? Okay, maybe if we caught that pass, we could have won by 7 points. A lot of activity.
A completion of 18 yards. Urlacher downfield to make the stop.
I do stuff like that. Okay, blah blah. This was the score. Okay, had we converted that 3rd and 7, that would have been a different outcome. We had a minute left, and we didn't kill a minute, and then they scored in the last minute. If we would have just got that first down, there's a win instead of a loss. I do shit like that.
Graphic on the game summary. 5 sacks today by this good Giants defense.
Is it weird? No, because I don't think I'm the only one that does that shit.
Just outside the Chicago 45.
The first game I watch as a fan. The second game I watch like I'm a coach. Like I'm breaking down the game film. And I do that. During the game, I'll go miss opportunities. What I call missed opportunities. Missed opportunities are anything that could have changed the outcome of the game, but didn't because it was a missed opportunity. The opposing quarterback throws what should have been an interception, hits the guy literally in the hands, and if he would have just caught it, that would have ended the game or whatever, but didn't, and then the team scores a touchdown. That's a missed opportunity. You could have stopped the drive, got the ball back, but because you didn't catch the ball, the next play was a touchdown for the other team. That's what I call a missed opportunity. Stuff like that. You could have recovered a fumble, but didn't. You stopped the opposing team on 4th down, but because of a stupid penalty, they have first down now. Missed opportunity because after that first down, they scored a touchdown, and you lost by a touchdown. Those are missed opportunities. Stupid penalties at stupid times. You get a touchdown, called back on a holding call, then you get nothing. Missed opportunity. And I break down and I watch it and I look at it.
They almost caught Chicago.
Every time I look at the screen now, there's somebody hurt.
Which would have been an easy first down. And now Ward is hurt.
That looks like Derek Ward again.
And grabbing at his left leg.
But that's how I do. That's how I do. That is Derek Ward.
So he has really run the ball hard, and he's finishing the runs, and has done a good job.
Missed opportunities, just plays that should have worked.
That ball's coming loose
and
too.
Didn't.
Left ankle.
Dumb penalties that kill you all the time. kill you all
First
the
down,
time.
New York. Ball inside the Chicago 25. Manning down the middle and a big hit. A flag is coming as Shockey was
bad
drilled
calls.
downfield.
Yeah, okay, you
by
got
Brandon
it.
McGowan.
I was going to say, that was definitely pass interference all the way.
About that one, was there?
And it took
You
a
see
really
Jeremy
late
Shockey, he's going up the seam.
late call.
36.
I was like, what the hell? Where? Hey, what?
First down.
The only problem was the back judge reached for his flag and whiffed.
Yeah, he couldn't get the flag out of his pocket.
But
that's why Shockey
we'll be
got
doing
up and
that.
didn't
I think
immediately
once
see the flag
football starts,
and
I'll have
thought
more
that
to
they
talk
weren't gonna make
about,
the
and
call.
the boob will pop on.
So it sets up
But
first
like
and
I
goal.
said before,
Giants
I know he doesn't have 5
working
different
this fourth
devices
quarter
to
into
go
the
on.
red.
Like right now, I have my
Manning
other
steps
phone, my
up
phone
and
over here,
throws
to the
incomplete.
left of
McBride
me
flashed in front.
is got
Tyree, the
what I'm
intended
broadcasting
receiver.
right now.
I tell you
on it.
what, and Eli's fortunate that he threw that
this
ball
I'm doing
high.
other
I'm not
things,
sure that he
but
saw
I have a
Trumaine
tablet
McBride, but
and an
if he had
iPad.
thrown it
I
to
can
where
go on.
his guy could
I
have
have a
caught
laptop
it,
if I want
McBride
to
would
go
have been
crazy.
the one
Like
intercepted.
right now, I could log
I mean, you're
in
gonna see here,
on
trying to throw it into
1, 2, 3,
Tyree in the corner.
4, 5 other devices, and it'll say I have 5 viewers. I know that's not a lot for some people, but then again, I'm not doing my taxes in my underwear. Unless I get a lot of biddies. I get a lot of biddies, I might do my taxes in my underwear.
To the 6.
For all you know, I don't have pants on.
A gain of
You'll
only
never
one.
know,
It's third
unless
down
I get
and
some
goal, and
biddies.
we have seen different stretches within this game where Kevin Gilbert
Not in
will
any
make
biddies.
calls where it looks like he'd
I'm
rather
okay
hand
seeing the
ball
one
off than put
viewer.
the ball in the hands of Eli Manning.
I'm okay with that.
On a couple of third downs in the first half.
I have to find the right tag for me.
Well, I think you got to take a shot.
I'm trying the football one, but I don't think it's football. I'm going to see if there's any New York Giant tags out there after I stop this.
Manning a little pump throws. It is incomplete.
That's the problem. I mean,
Amani Toomer.
who the hell is going to right now
The officials
search
say it's skipped in. And Amani
NFL
Toomer was
Football
wide open.
Talk
Yeah, well, it's gonna be close.
93?
It's just a matter of, how if he did catch it, is there enough
you know
there
what?
where they're able to change it? Now let's just
I wonder if anybody out there is talking about the 93 season. Let's find out.
I think he did. I mean, it looked
So I
like
think
he
that's
had
a bad
his hands
tag
and his
right there
arms
for
on the ground, and the
my
ball came in. But is there enough
for my
there to
thing.
where they'll be
I
able to
don't
then
think that's-
overturn this call?
I mean, the football talk part, yes. NFL
There's no
sports
doubt it's
talk
skipped,
football.
But I think you could make
That's
the
great.
argument that it's
I
skipped
wish I
along
could
the
stop it
arms
there,
of Amani Toomer and into his chest.
but it won't let
As
me.
you say, is there enough to overturn it? It's being challenged by Tom Coughlin, and we've looked at it as close as we can. Maybe after it hits him in the chest, if it comes back down and hits the grass.
You
Just
could
too
just
tough
have
to tell.
sports.
Yeah, it looks, you know what? It looks like it bounced, Joe. Initially, it looked like he had his arms and hands underneath it, but from that angle there, it looked like his arms were separated. The ball bounced in between them. And regardless, from what we've seen, I don't know
Even
that.
that, we
I
got
don't see how
football
they can
manager.
overturn that.
Well,
Football
you've got-
manager.
They're all watching it on the Jumbotron here. The Giants players are all
that's
signaling, yep, that's a touchdown.
All pro
See,
football,
his hands are under it there.
From that angle there, it looks
football
like it's a
tactics
catch.
and glory.
And look at this angle. His hands
they
are
don't have any
underneath
viewers,
the football.
so
Does the ball hit his chest,
chances
come
of
up
me
and
using
hit
that
the
as a
grass
tag
afterward?
and getting viewers are
It's
slim
I would
to
say
none.
he catches that.
Yeah, it's hard to tell there after it comes in.
TV
as to whether
sports
or not
football. There's
the tip
one.
of the ball touches the ground
Let's try
between his
that one.
elbows.
So the question
All
is
right, we're
it
changing
indisputable
to
evidence?
TV
I think you could make the case
sports football.
that it isn't, and therefore that they would keep the call on the field. But you can see why Amani Toomer hopped up and immediately
Again, it
said,
doesn't
"I
have any
caught it."
viewers or
And while the
anything, but
Giants players are watching that from the field
I'm
on the
just looking for
Jumbotron,
something that
saying
will-
that should be a touchdown.
Yeah, I think a lot of times you can tell a lot by the body
Like if I
language of
put
the player
Madden,
involved.
like I was
You know, the
playing
way
Madden.
Amani
I'm
jumped
not
up
playing
immediately and
Madden,
thought that he had
so
it.
I'm not going to
You know,
put
you'd
that.
think that he would,
That's
you know,
what I'm talking
obviously
about.
He knows better than anybody whether or not he caught it.
I would
but,
get a bunch
you know,
of
having
viewers
said
thinking,
that,
hey, this guy's playing
what we've
Madden.
seen, I don't see enough
But
there
I'm not.
that
They're
gonna
gonna come in
back
and see this
say,
and go,
yeah,
hey,
it's
fuck you, then I get
indisputable,
reported.
He did, in fact, catch the ball.
What
It's a
I'm
touchdown.
doing,
I think
that
they're gonna
clearly
keep with the ruling on the field.
If they
sets
stay
up
with
what
the
I'm
ruling,
doing.
it's 4th and goal from the 6.
It's football.
They
It was
overturn
on a
it.
TV, and now it's on here.
It's a
football.
touchdown with the extra point
What's
coming and a chance to make
TV
it a 2-point
sports.
game. So
I'm
much
talking
is
sports.
riding on this call by Walt Coleman,
And
who's looking
there's
at it under
football
the
on.
hood. But again, this look
TV sports football.
As we slow it down, the hands are definitely underneath the ball. Does it hit his chest and hit the grass?
Works for me for now.
The receiver had his hands
like
under
Dave.
the ball.
I mean, Dave with his wrestle pops. I mean, he could put in wrestling. Wrestling is there.
Giants get the call. And Amani
Not a lot of NFL fans
getting his hands underneath it.
On
50th
Twitch.
career touchdown catch. And with the extra point coming,
we know why.
This is about to be a 2-point game.
Well, that is a great job by Amani Toomer. He seems to be the one guy that Eli Manning has the most confidence in. You know, when he's turning the football loose.
But getting back to what I was saying
surprised.
before.
I'm not questioning that whether his arms were underneath it, but I am surprised based on what we saw that they were able to overturn the call.
Snap. And the extra point is good. What a good job that was by Fiegels. Took a high snap, got it down, and that extra point makes it a 2-point game. And here's another look at the touchdown.
Yeah, here's it from the beginning, and you're gonna see as Eli Manning is working to his left, Amani Toomer in the slot.
He did give me
and a ball that really should not have been as close as what it was. If Eli's able to get that ball up a little bit, then he makes the easy catch. But a great job here by Amani Toomer of getting into the end zone. Now he's drifting a little bit on Eli Manning. He's got to be able to put his feet in the ground and come back to the ball. And if he does that, then he creates an easier reception for himself as well.
He's not doing anything today.
I think so often,
just day off,
they rely on that part of replay where they say there's not enough indisputable evidence to overturn the call.
All right, somewhere down the line here, I got to go get
every
some
look
lunch.
that we got at it, I think they got the call right. I think they could have said,
do that
but we
now.
didn't see it totally to say that, yeah, he did catch it.
I don't know
but
how long and how much is
it
left
looked
on
like
this
the hands
DVD.
were underneath the football, and they, in the end, got the call right.
Doesn't tell me.
Yeah, I would agree with that. You saw there the hands and arms underneath the ball. I think that's
I don't
the
know
one
where
that they
we are
went off,
exactly.
to make the decision. And you are right that more times than not they'll fall
just
back
let it
on
play.
which they should.
I'm going to mute my microphone. And
it appeared that
shut
he
down my
fully
camera
believed that he
so I
had
don't
caught
have
it
to
as well.
watch
How
my
about
cat.
these gusts of winds? Just knocked the ball off the tee. So it is blowing down there, and it's been getting worse as we have gone along. Now the question is, can the Chicago
Some of you might.
team
Maybe I'll look for a
move
tag.
the ball
Cat
on the
cleaning
Giants'
balls.
defense?
Let's see.
They've had
See
great
if that's a
field
good
position
tag.
this half,
But
and haven't done a whole lot with it.
As
And
I
the
being
big
I just did
problem
my
is
shot of
because
insulin. I got to go
the
get some
Bears
lunch
have not
now.
run the football in the game with it last
So
week.
I'm just going to let this run.
And 2 plays
All right,
later,
see
there
you
was
in
a
a few.
touchdown in the Minnesota game, and he's done.
So now Maynard hits it high, and McQuarters goes nowhere. Ball is marked around the 23, so here we are again. Eli Manning has the opportunity. It's a 2-point game, a chance to get his team down the field and put him in a position to take the lead here late in the fourth quarter.
Well, and that's right. I mean, regardless of what's happened up to this point, good or bad, here we are with 5 minutes or so left in the fourth quarter, and you have a chance to go down the field and win the game for your team. And at the end of the day, that's really what it's all about. That's what the quarterback position's all about.
Eli Manning has had some success with these chances. He is 27, trying to come up with a big win here today for the Giants. A handoff is to Reuben Drones. David Tyree back in the mix offensively, has a first down out across the 35 to the 36. And Eli.
But Jeremy Shockey, he's having a hard time picking up the play that Eli is calling.
To block there, and Drone somehow lost the football and picked it right back up. Bounced right back into his arms in a gain of 3.
I tell you, he had a good hole in there too. I mean, look at the lane that Drones has to go, and it's Tommy Harris that gets his arm on the ball. It looked like nobody touched it when he first went through at first blush, but Tommy Harris was the one who got it loose.
Under 3.5 to play. Second down, pass complete. That's Toomer to the 45-yard line. Remember, the Giants are working into the wind, which is a factor. Lawrence Tyne is the place kicker for New York.
Well, there's plenty of time. I would encourage Eli to slow things down a little bit if he wants to try to milk this thing down and make this the last possession for the game.
Handoff is to Drones, blocking out in front of him. He is shy of the 40. Picked up 4.5. Alex Brown on the tackle for Chicago.
You know, it's not surprising to me that Amani Toomer was on the receiving end of that last pass. You know, you can just tell the confidence level that Eli has in him. I wouldn't be surprised if that's where he's looking at on each and every one of these next few passes.
Manning looks left, scans the field, comes back to his right. Pass is caught. David Tyree down inside the 20. 24 yards from Eli Manning, who is making it count now as we approach the 2-minute warning at Soldier Field.
Yeah, and you'd have to believe that the Giants now are going to go to their huddle-up offense and try to milk the clock down.
Tyree with the catch. 2 on this possession. Giants on the march, down by 2. Now they just want to take as much time off the clock as they can. Well within field goal range. They go toward the end zone, and it's caught on a sliding catch by Plexico Burress.
And a good throw by Eli Manning, keeping that one down. I mean, you get down in this part of the field with good coverage by Charles Tillman, and to put the ball low to where only Plexico Burress was going to be able to make this catch. It's a real nice throw right there.
Let me ask you, we have seen, I think you and I have been on the same page, thinking that it looked like they were being very conservative at times in this game with the play calling because of Eli Manning's struggles the last 2 weeks. He had a good drive the last possession. He threw the touchdown pass, and now here they are needing just a field goal. They put it in his hands, and he makes a great throw.
And that's a great point, and it's a great job by Eli Manning, and more importantly, it's probably a great call by Kevin Gilbride, showing confidence, you know, in Eli Manning, because, you know, if that ball's intercepted or a turnover here, I mean, I don't know what happens back in New York. But, you know, you try to pick up the first down. You want to score the touchdown. Now with 1 timeout left, now the Giants can elect to just run this thing down if that's what they want to do. They can run it down and then try to settle for a field goal. If they score now to take the lead, well, now they're going to give the ball back to Chicago with a lot of time on the clock. It's going to be interesting now to see what exactly the Giants are going to try to do.
And now timeout is taken. They're going to make sure, I guess, now that we're under 2 minutes, a booth review.
The previous play.
So the timeout by Chicago allows the booth enough time to look at this by Burress, and nothing ever stood out to me to say it wasn't a catch, but let's look. I don't see the ball come loose at all.
I don't know what exactly they're reviewing. I thought it was a pretty clean catch by Plexico Burress, but I think what I think that I'm seeing that the Giants are going to try to do as we take another look at it, the ball's not moving. I think that's a catch, but the Giants can run this thing down to where the field goal is the last play of the game, and if they make it, they win. Instead of scoring a touchdown, then forcing Chicago to have to score a touchdown of their own, but giving them time on the clock. I think if I were in Tom Coughlin's shoes, you know, and I understand this, field goals, there's no guarantee you're going to make the field goal, but I think that I would go with my field goal team and just make it the last play of the game.
And we saw this a couple of weeks ago in that Eagles-Redskins game, where the Redskins let the Eagles score just to have another shot at it with the ball in their hands. Here comes the call.
Play, the ruling on the field stands of a completed catch.
So what you're saying is take a knee, make Chicago use their final timeout, let the clock drain out. You either make the field goal or you don't, but you hold on to the ball till the end, and that's how the game comes to a close.
Yeah, you take a knee a couple of times in order to run it down to 3 seconds and then kick the field goal and win the game. You know, or as I said, you take the knee here, force them to run the last time out, maybe run take a knee a second time, and then on third down, maybe you run it one time and see if you can't run it in.
Let's see what the Giants do on 1st and goal. It's drones, and they just let him walk into the end zone. So there's the good news for the Giants. They take their first lead of the day. But now the Bears, and who knows how it's going to end, but they'll have Devin Hester waiting deep for the kick, and they'll have a minute and a half with a timeout to do something. Well, if you're just joining us, we know some new audiences just joined this telecast. The Giants just pounded the ball into the end zone to take their first lead of the day. Eli Manning struggled through most of the afternoon and evening, but the last 2 drives, outstanding. And he has put his Giants on top here with 1:33 left in this game. What Troy and I were just talking about is that with a 1st and goal, the Giants could have elected to drain the game clock, take a shot at the game-winning field goal. Instead, the Bears will get the ball back, and they have the ultimate special teams weapon in Devin Hester waiting for the kick from Lawrence Tynes. There's Reuben Drones getting the touchdown. And now here comes, which gives the Bears the ball at their own 40.
Right. That's right. And so now if you're, I'm sure Coughlin is telling Tynes, hey, look, you cannot kick the ball out of bounds. Well, again, that's like saying don't kick it to Devin Hester. Those are easy things to say, and yeah, that's what you want to do, but then executing it's an entirely different thing. And props to Eli Manning in the job that he did. I mean, he now, on that possession, got the team down the field, put them in a position to take the lead. And as I said, I mean, that's what quarterbacks are supposed to do. I mean, regardless of what's happened up to that point, can you get your team down the field and win a football game? And he's done his part. Now, because of the decisions that were made, now it's going to be up to the defense.
Tynes hits it. Hester's going to have a chance for a return. With blocking out in front of him, Devin Hester crosses the 40, and there's plenty of time for Chicago. The game, one of the keys to the win would be controlling Devin Hester. Here's a screen to Peterson, and what a good play by the rookie Johnson. Michael Johnson came up and tripped up Adrian Peterson, a gain of only 1.
I'm not so sure Adrian Peterson doesn't score if Michael Johnson doesn't make that play.
Pass is complete to Clark. Clock will continue to run. So the Bears pick up the first down, and now all of a sudden, with a ball inside the 45, Grossman's going to clock it. They'll have a timeout left, and they'll have a chance. Down by 5. 36 seconds remaining. Let's go back to that play by the rookie Michael Johnson getting the start today.
Yeah, really a great job by him. And you're going to see that they get the ball. They come with the corner blitz. They get the ball to Peterson right there. And here's Johnson. And look at all that room out there that Peterson was going to have to run with blockers out in front of him. I mean, that was going to be a foot race to the end zone to see whether or not Peterson was able to get there.
Bears do have a timeout. Grossman fires for Davis, can't make the catch. Stuck his hands out, could not make the connection. It's 3rd and 15.
Sam Madison was underneath, and you're going to see he just takes off and goes. Here's Sam Madison. He goes right at the receiver. Never turned to try to even locate the ball. He immediately went right at him, Rasheed Davis, and then just took him to the ground. Because they do.
To the sideline for Berrien off his hands. Johnson there defending, but Berrien had it in his hands or off him. Couldn't make the catch, and now it's 4th and 15.
Yeah, and deja vu going back to last week. On 4th and long against Denver. And Berrien had a chance there to make the play and just off his fingers. But last week they faced a similar situation against Denver, and they had the illegal contact which kept the drive. They're going to need to make a play here.
4th and 15. Grossman steps up and hits Muhammad. First down, Chicago, and the Bears will spend their final timeout. 17
time to work the middle of the field and get a clock to stop the clock, and then one shot into the end zone, but it'll be close.
Blitz from the Giants. Grossman, end zone. Davis out of his reach and out of bounds. 11 seconds left.
Well, and now there's no time. I mean, they take the shot into the end zone, and now there's no time if they catch this ball in play for them to be able to get to the line of scrimmage and clock it, or to get another play off. So you've got to guard the goal line if you're New York, and then you want to keep them from being able to get out of bounds if they complete one underneath.
11 seconds to go. End zone again. This one falls incomplete. 4 seconds left. And barring a defensive foul, we are down to our final snap. The OT presented by Lowe's is coming up right after the action here. And after that, the All-State BCS selection show. Dockery out there getting the start today in place of the injured Aaron Ross.
Well, if you're able to get Bernard Berrien and Musa Muhammad down into the end zone, and if Rex Grossman can buy enough time to let him get.
Grossman lets it develop, fires for the end zone. It's broken up. There are no flags, and the Giants have come back to beat the Chicago Bears. Butler made the stop on that final throw, and Eli Manning, who was 7 of 9 for 95 yards and a touchdown on those final 2 drives, leads his team to a road win here in Chicago. They didn't lead until the end, and they come out of here with a 5-point win. Take a break and come back and wrap up our day after this.
seconds until sack.
Work your eyes to the left.
Along with our producer Richie Zients, our director Artie Kempner, it's a 21-16 win for the Giants, and for New York, they're now 8-4. UPS leaderboard, Grossman had that day 296 yards. Derek Ward, a big day, hurt his ankle at the end of the ball game, and Amani Toomer 6 catches, a big touchdown down the stretch for the Giants. So for Troy Aikman and Pam Oliver, I'm Joe Buck. So long from Soldier Field. The OT presented by Lowe's, then the BCS selection show coming up now.
Take that in the career, huh?
I'm still working to get to 51.
Play action on first down. McNabb can't find the one downfield. Finally gets rid of it. And the pass is caught by Thomas Tapay. So the Eagles make something out of nothing.
Would have expected a lineman to be downfield.
Some trickery from the Eagles. Greg Lewis looking to throw. He fires downfield. Intended for L.J. Smith. Broken up by Michael Johnson.
You will never get a wide receiver to make a good decision on a reverse pass because L.J. Smith is completely covered.
Never, almost.
Greg Lewis has to just pull this one down. All right, you know, I've been waiting for this all week. I want a touchdown throw. Here comes my shot, but the Giants played it really, really well.
They throw it no matter what.
Oh, it's going downfield.
Triple coverage. 3 guys there, and he's throwing that ball. He's looking for a quarterback position, I think, in the league.
Yeah, but the coach walks up to you. What were you thinking on that throw? Hey, I'm a wide receiver. I don't know all
have
that
a great
stuff.
excuse if everything goes bad. First pass attempt of Lewis's career. Now McNabb. McNabb took a hit. And the Eagles, once again, will punt it away. He took a big hit on that play, too, getting that ball off.
Yeah, not a great decision either because there's no way he's going to be able to step into this throw. I mean, he's lucky that this one wasn't served up to somebody in the Giants secondary.
And OCU, when you're a man, does he have a motor? Michael McCreary's the only other guy I see, and I played with him in Baltimore, that has a motor like this. This guy goes 5 seconds past the whistle. Clean player, but he never stopped. Unbelievable player, OCU. Fair catch called for at the 15 by R.W. McCorders. Well, the Giants have lost only once on the road this season. Week 1 in Dallas. They are 5-1 away from home. Goal line stand in Washington. Big interception in the fourth quarter in Detroit. And last week, 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns as the Giants beat the Bears in come-from-behind fashion.
Well, that's good news for the Giants because when they get into the playoffs, obviously they're going to be playing on the road. They're not going to be a division winner. They're not going to catch the Dallas Cowboys. So their success on the road is going to work well for them into the playoff situations.
Giants have not won 6 straight road games since the early 60s.
There's that pressure again right over the center.
Number 15, McNabb under pressure from Brian Dawkins. Jacobs in the backfield, 2 tight ends. Manning hands it off, and it's Dawkins again with a burst into the Giants' backfield to take down.
It's a great feel for getting down into the offensive and defensive line area, down in that box, and finding a lane through to make a play.
3rd down and 15, a pump fake by Manning. Now he throws, and the catch is made for a first down by Sonoris Moss, and a flag comes in as well off the late hit by Lito Shepherd.
Well, there's some protection across the board for another player besides a quarterback. Usually you can't drive the quarterback into the ground. They're going to call Lito Shepherd for slamming Sonoris Moss to the ground.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness, defense number 26. Slamming the ball carrier to the ground unnecessarily. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Really unusual that the fans here in Philadelphia don't agree with the officials, guys.
Yeah, you're going to watch Lito's. He's going to slip right at the top. That's why they were able to get the ball to Sonoris Moss. Maybe that's just a little bit of frustration having slipped. It'd be interesting to see. Keep that rolling so we can see if he was actually out of bounds. I don't know if his feet were out of bounds. He was still in play.
Before that play, the Giants had negative -1 yard of offense. They gained 17
Got to turn my mic on.
Pass to Moss, 15
I'm back.
on the
Had some lunch.
Is when you
Mail.
get Brandon Jacobs established, or whether it was Derek Ward last week against Chicago.
You're doing unboxing.
A lot of that comeback was the run game and some play action.
Box. I think I know who it's from and what it is. It's that Libre thing. I should have.
Offside.
In this box.
Defense number 58 in the neutral zone to snap. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
That's on Trent Cole.
So it should be a
great job by the Philadelphia Eagles.
Freestyle Libre sensor.
And when they're coming.
And that's what it is. Ooh,
I mean, the offside right there.
Box is really crunchy. So it's a Libre 15-day thing. Some little mailer. Paper. I have about 30 boxes over there. I really got to bust out and throw out. So it's one thing I have done through the pandemic. I have utilized Amazon and Walmart delivery and that tends to give you a lot of fucking boxes. But this is the Libre thing. I'm probably not going to do it now. I might do it now. What the hell? I gotta take this shirt off first. Don't look. Okay. So it comes with these 2 things here. One thing looks like a little juicy, but it's not. It's not juice. It's not juice, so don't drink it. stuff. There you go. Just so it hangs over and I don't have to keep doing this. This way you can hear me, you see things. So it comes with stuff like you got the sensors in here. Actually, the sensors in here. This is the applicator, but we'll get to that first. This is the instructions. I don't need those because I know how to do it. Comes with a little thing there. You can scan with your phone and whatnot and do that shit. These, you might want to use your own because it's like a little tiny square like that, and you gotta. I saved those. I put them in here for when I have to inject on the road, and I have some alcohol wipes. But I don't use them for the cleaning area because I get these from the dollar store. They used to be called tampons. They're not called tampons anymore. But they're little cotton pads. It's for like removing makeup and stuff, but hey, it's okay. It's okay. Then and now that the world is back to selling rubbing alcohol, you don't have to hunt it down. You can use some rubbing alcohol. Get your little tampon nice and alcoholed up. What you're gonna do is roll up your sleeve. You gotta clean the underside of your arm, like right there. Get it all nice and clean with the alcohol. And make sure it's dry. When you're done, make sure it's dry, or else it won't stick. I should go up higher, but my sleeve doesn't roll up that much. Pretty much done. So what you do is you take this while you're doing this, you take this, you open it, give that a spin. The sensor's in there. There's the sensor and the sticky shit. You take this, you peel it open like you're opening a pudding cup. Save this, because if your sensor fucks up after before the 14 days, you call the number that was on that piece of paper, and you give them the serial number off of this, and they'll send you another one. That's why I have one here already sent to me. Now you'll see a line on this. See the line? That line lines up with that line. So you'll line it up, snap it in. Now, as you see, the sensor is no longer in there. The sensor is now in here. Now you take it, you put it where you feel it should be, and then you push it down, hold it for a few seconds for the adhesive to click on, give it a nice push. And there you have it. There you see it right there. It's on there. Now if I can pull my shirt down without ripping it off, we'll be good. Okay. Now see. Then put this off. I put that on. I saved the box so I can just throw that shit away. I usually save the box because you want to scan it, see what's up. Okay, you scan it. Now you can't see, but that gives you the website. Click on the website and throw that box away. And now it's going to the Libre website. And there you have it. Libre website. It sends you to the app. My device is not compatible, as usual. But if this was compatible, it would make this obsolete. You wouldn't have to use it. You could use your cell phone, BOOB, to say that. See, now we're ready. It's going to tell me to wait, but now there it goes. It says starting a new sensor. Yes. And it tells you to do a test. Now it's going to tell me to wait 60 minutes before the test. So now when 60 minutes is up, and I want to test my blood sugar, I just boop, and then it's right there. And again, other than the falling off part, other than it falling off when it shouldn't fall off and stuff, like while you're sleeping. I've had a couple come off in the shower. Other than that, I've had it give me a couple false readings, but it wasn't because of the sensor. It's because, again, the sensor became loose. And they were supposed to send me information. They were supposed to send me information about something I could use to stick over it so it would stop falling off, like a surgical band-aids, a clear plastic surgical, what they do for IVs and stuff. But they have some for these where it would stick over my arm and stick over the sensor and more than likely stop it from falling apart. We seem to have stopped. I think the game is over.
The
No,
linebackers come in.
I just, for some reason, paused it.
Every time it's somebody new. It's
Sorry. Sorry.
Guessing, and that's what causes problems.
Following the penalty from the 47. Manning with time, going deep for Burris.
Again, we're at one viewer, which is me.
He just doesn't have the ability to.
I gotta blow my nose, so I'll save you from that.
He's been battling all year. Sheldon Brown
Anyway,
plays
for
well
lunch,
as a
first of
double
all, let
move.
me
He
tell
doesn't
you.
really affect him at all. He's got his head turned back for
Tell
the
you
ball.
what I had for
Running
lunch.
stride for stride.
Lunch consisted of a small grinder, ham grinder. Walmart sells these little steak rolls. They're about that big, around, and they're delicious. And so I toasted it and put some ham and some mayonnaise, and that's what I had for lunch. And a pickle. Had a pickle. But for dinner, we are either going to do, I took stuff out for tacos. I got my hamburger and my chorizo, or chorizo, wherever you want to pronounce it. I got my taco mix. Got everything but sour cream. I forgot sour cream. Well, that's okay. But I'm either going to make a taco salad or I'm going to have tacos.
I mean, they're such an up-and-down team. We saw a glaring example of that last week against Chicago.
There is that.
For 3 quarters,
I wish I had the bowls, the taco shell bowls. That's good for tacos. You sit there, you put the salad in there. Do all your eating. You eat the salad, and then you got that nice taco shell soaked with taco-y goodness.
Tackled by Brian Dawkins at the 1.
But we're having tacos or chicken. I took both out because I kind of want sour cream. I like sour cream in my tacos. I got all of it. I got the salsa. I got the lettuce. I got the cheese. I got the hamburger. I got the chorizo. So it all depends whether I want to do tacos tonight or not. I did do spicy last night, so I should probably stay away from spicy tonight. Last night we had chili dogs. I was trying to stay low-carb chili dogs. And here's an idea for all you people who like chili dogs but got to stay away from the buns and the carbs. I cut up the hot dogs, put them in a bowl, put some cheese on them, put the chili on top of the hot dogs with the cheese, and then I sprinkled some more cheese because you got to have double cheese. And sour cream would have been good in that area as well, but I didn't have sour cream. So, but that's what it is. I made a bowl, a chili dog bowl. Also would have been good in a taco shell. If you're staying away from carbs, you can't eat that shit. I try where I can not to have bread and stuff like that. Like last night, I had the chili dog, but without the bread. It was good. Nothing wrong with it. It didn't. I go, oh, I'm missing the bun. The bun doesn't add any flavor. The bun is just a vessel for the chili dog, which became the bowl. The bowl became the vessel for the chili dog, and it was perfectly fine. I cut up the hot dogs, good, nice, chunky, nice, big, beefy, good hot dogs, and it was good.
And Times connects on the 19-yard field goal. So
that's why tonight might do the chili salad. That's chili salad. The taco salad instead of a taco. Stay away. All depends on what my blood sugar is. If my blood sugar, like right now, I just ate, so I'm gonna wait, and then I gotta do another injection. I'll wait for 60 minutes. Take my sugar, check it out, see what's up, and that will dictate, like when it comes dinner time, I take my blood sugar, and that dictates what I'm going to have for dinner. If my blood sugar is 1 something, I mean, I still shouldn't have bread or a big carb like that, but that, to me, means, oh yeah, you can. Just don't go crazy. That's why I get, I mean, it's a grind. I make, they're called steak rolls, if you know what steak rolls are. It's back in the day of the steakhouse where you would get these nice hot rolls and butter with your steak meal. They're like that, only they're shaped like this. And it's like a little tiny grinder, little tiny grinder, like a half of a grinder. It's not as big as a half of a grinder, so a half of a grinder. You do that, and to me, all right, yeah, it was bread, but a grinder roll, even a half of one is a good 6 inches long. This thing is only like 3 inches, 2.5 inches long. Fill it, put 3 or 4 pieces of ham in there, some mayonnaise, got a grinder in it. It's filling.
Illegal motion. Offense number
oh, I couldn't eat that. Well, you're not a big fat fuck like me.
5-yard penalty. Repeat, 3rd down.
Just saying. But right now, to me, that's how I justify it. I'm going, well, it's not like I had a whole grinder. But to me, I did. To me, that is a whole grinder. To me, that's a grinder. I had a grinder. Now, if I were to go, hey, kids, we're having grinders, and I handed it to people, they go, what the fuck is this? Would I go to a restaurant and pay $7 for something that size? No, I definitely would not. That would be a big fat no. Anyway, we're going to let this run out, run its course. I think it's almost over. I think the length of the whole video is 11 minutes left. It says there's 9 minutes out of that 11 left. I think this might be for this segment. I've noticed there's a couple games. Like, I don't know if another game from the Bears game came on and then the Eagles game came on. I don't know. But we've had a Dolphins, as far as I saw, a Dolphins game, a Bears game, and now an Eagles game. I don't know if there was a game between the Eagles and the Bears game. I don't know if there was one up there while I was downstairs. But I'm going to do a few things here at the desk. I'm going to do my taxes in my underwear. Just saying, I will do my taxes in my underwear for a price. Hey, other people on Twitch can do it. Why can't I? So, I'll still be here. Just letting this run. See what happens.
Illegal contact. Defense number 26. Penalties decline.
Bears picked up the first down. Giants declined the penalty. Here's Jacobs. Jacobs inside the 40.
I mean, you can't tell whether they're winning, losing, whether he's playing well, playing poorly. And I think the team, kind of plays with that same type of personality.
Manning to Shockey. And Shockey takes it down to the 33, tackled by Spikes and Brown.
And we saw it again at the start of this game. They came out, had a line. You got to punch those in. That's about the only negative thing they've had up until this point in the game offensively.
Third down and 2 for the Giants. Manning in trouble. Down he goes. On the punt team. Jeff Eagles from midfield. And a sliding fair catch made at the 17 by Reno Mahe.
Can look, and since that drive, they haven't come close to looking that efficient.
Worst starting field position of the game for the Eagles from their own 17. Westbrook running right. And he's gauged 3.
L.J. Smith on the tight ends of the middle of the field where we really don't have a lot of guys back there with a lot of knowledge.
One more thing.
Down and 7. Play action. McNabb dumps it off.
One more thing. Another life hack, I guess you would call it. If you're old like me and you have digestive problems and they want you to drink that powdery, fibery, orangey shit that really tastes fucking gross, here's a trick. Take a container that you can shake up, fill up your water, put some ice in it, put your fiber in it. And then they sell those sugar-free, it could be Kool-Aid, sugar-free, Crystal Light, any fruity drink, but it has to be a fruity. Like, it wouldn't probably not work good with lemonade, lemon, and oranges would not work. Put it in, shake it all up, get it all dissolved, put it over ice. It tastes just like a fruit drink. And you're drinking your fiber, and it tastes good. I have one of those magic bullet blenders. Sometimes what I do is I'll put the ice in the water, the fiber, then I'll add the fruit drink, and then blend it, and it turns into like a sorbet. And you eat it. And it tastes like you're having this fucking Italian icy, slushy drink. That's really fiber in a fucking sugar-free drink. Just a little life hack from your Uncle Rob. Because the fiber to me tastes like crap. So anything I can do to make it taste better, like right now, that tastes like an actual juice. Like I got a juice from some fruit and I juiced it all together in a juicer. It tastes just like a juice. I went with the fiber orange drink, and I mixed it with pomegranate cherry. It's yummy. And also, here's another one, same with the blender thing with the mix and the ice. Put milk. Dump some milk in there, dump your fiber in there, some ice, blend it up, and it makes like a orange sickle, creamsicle. It's freaking good, and you're taking your fiber, but you're getting, it's like a treat. It's like ice cream. And it's very good. Okay.
Seconds to play, first half. Manning out of the shotgun. And he throws it out of the end. Toomer in the slot. Burris split to the left. Third down and 10. Manning steps up. He fires. Giants will use their final timeout as the catch is made by Moss at the Eagles 6.
Oh, they got a great spot. They got a great spot. Well, in that half, and we could only be down 1 point.
And the Giants will get the ball when we start the second half. Tynes from 23. It's good. So Tynes 2 for 2. Eagles scored on the opening drive of the game. Giants with a couple of field goals here in the second quarter. And the Eagles take a 7-6 lead into the locker room at halftime. Terrific opening drive for the Eagles. Brian Westbrook with the game's only touchdown. 35-yard run by Drones. He was tackled by Dawkins on the 1. So at the half, it's the Eagles 7 and the Giants 6.
Game on Fox is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. With Southwest Airlines convenient nonstop flights, it's like...
Or the Giants will punt. Question is, did Brandon Jacobs have possession before the ball came loose? You no longer have to make what used to be called, Darryl, a football move. That terminology was taken out last year.
I think he definitely catches the ball and establishes possession.
Worst case scenario, there's not enough evidence to go and change what the call is.
After review, with 2 feet on the ground and the ball in his possession, the ball carrier turned. It is a fumble. The ruling on the field stands. First down.
Last week against Chicago, with an opportunity to score points, they're turning the ball over in the red zone.
On first and goal, the play. Donovan McNabb this season.
Nowhere to go with the ball. Osi Umenyiora, top right. Here he comes to the inside hard. You pass the game off. William Thomas comes outside to pick up the looper. Todd Herremans doesn't stay inside. Right now, if I'm the New York Giants, I start running more twists in games because these guys have been out of sync a little bit with their pickups.
Osi Umenyiora does a great job on that stunt of getting penetration, and that's when you knock those offensive linemen off. That's why he got the sack on that play.
On second and goal from the 19, the slant to Kevin Curtis. And Curtis is tackled at the 11-yard line. Third and goal from the 11. Tight end L.J. Smith. This a 29-yard attempt from the left hash. Baker's kick is good. But the Giants hold the Eagles to 3 following the turnover. 10-6 Philadelphia. Defense after the fumble by Brandon Jacobs. Eagles had first and goal from the Giants 8. They were held to a field goal.
That's huge when your defense come out and do that. The ball first and goal at the 8 and come out and play the way that defense did. And that was a great job by that 11.
Nice return by Amon Bradshaw, the rookie out of Marshall, who brings it out to the 38-yard line before
something and feel they can be productive in special teams with their return group today.
Off the fake to Jacobs. Manning into Eagles territory for Burris. There's a penalty marker as Burris. Now 2 more flags come in. 4 flags on the field as Burris gains 16. And a Giants first down.
Rain and yellow down here, guys. Rushing, moving, getting a lot of pressure for the Eagles.
Ball had 6 tackles and 2 sacks in the first half, Tony. Second down and 7. Manning looking for Burris downfield. And it's broken up by Dawkins. As Burris limps back to the huddle.
We talked about Trent Cole earlier. Here he is.
Third down and 7. Giants have to get to the 47. Manning moving to his right, throws, and a diving attempt incomplete. Pass intended for Amani Toomer.
The momentum is just sitting out there, Goose.
Yeah, it's not going in any direction, either way. One of these guys got to go and grab it, like you said, Moose, and take it.
Eagles punting from his own 30. Fair catch back at the latest in fantasy stats. Log on to FoxSports.com. Nice run by Westbrook out of bounds at the end zone today. They had first and goal from the 1 in the second quarter. Settled for a field goal. Westbrook out to the 20.
Kind of bogging down a little bit for the Eagles.
McNabb on 3rd and 3. It's Curtis for a first down.
I'm going to be watching for that down here.
First and 10 from the 32. Play action. McNabb's pass intended for Reggie Brown. As we check in with Kurt Menefee very well. Eclipse Dan Marino's all-time record for career passing yardage.
See the Colts or the Ravens, but
second and 15 following the
Marino pitches. Everyone just hold him up.
It's nice to see Tony has gotten over it.
I'll never get over that, Kenny. Never get over that.
McNabb on 3rd and 11. It is deflected and then nearly picked off by a diving Kevin Dockery.
But again, Tony, he's showing a lot more ability to make people miss it.
Savroca punching from his own 20. Good kick. And Giants go back to work from their own 30-yard line. Manning backpedaling. Pass was deflected. Intended for the fullback, Madison Hedgecock.
I think it's the shake of the head. You know, you really can't tell from the facial expressions when he just shakes that. And I think it's catching on.
Third down and 13. Giants have to get to the 40. Manning steps up. He's wrapped up. Throws it away. Mike Patterson. Why can't we be friends? That's what John Runyon wanted to know when he met Michael Strahan at the Pro Bowl about 5 years ago.
Well, he was coming at it from a different angle.
Michael Strahan just signed a new contract. Maybe he was looking for a free food or some drinks, maybe. Runyon.
On 1st and 10 from the 39. Westbrook fumbles. Westbrook lost the football and it popped right into the hands of Sam Madison.
The Giants have done a great job on the screens this afternoon. The 1 touchdown to Brian Westbrook, and since that point, they have really defended him well. Now they get a turnover generated off the way they played the screen. It's like Barry Colefield. I don't know if it was Barry Colefield or
like Tuck.
Was it Tuck coming from the inside?
Tuck went and punched it right out.
That's the first fumble by Westbrook, guys, his last 557 touches. First turnover by the Eagles today. Manning complete to the tight end.
Jim Johnson does such a good job of finding out when you're going to be hot and then make sure his coverage is in a position to get a hit on you.
The play blown dead, penalty. Second down and 13. Marcelio Hansen in for Brian Dawkins. Manning with time. He fires to a wide open Amani Toomer, who lost the football. The Eagles have it back. Tom Coughlin thought Toomer was down. Coughlin has one challenge left.
He's reaching for it, or he's calling up for his guys up in the booth to get him an idea whether he was down. I think he's right.
Ruling on the
I don't
field.
know. No.
Is that the runner was down by contact?
Well, now Andy Reid should challenge us. Watch Lito Shepherd come in, right? There. It's coming out before he's down. Now Andy Reid's got to throw it. They had it right the first time. It's actually Lito Shepherd who gets a hand on it, knocks it loose before he's on the ground. There you go.
There you go. Andy threw that out with authority, too.
Wow, what a toss.
That was half.
Paula Creamer is.
But I think this is a judgment call by the officials. I mean, it's that close. I think it's a fumble. Andy doesn't think it. He's going to get it.
After review, the runner with his ball in his possession is contacted on the ground. Therefore, it is a down by contact. The ruling on the field stands.
See, I don't know.
Philadelphia's charged with the timeout.
The explanation.
1st and 10 on the 20-yard line.
He wasn't contacted.
So the call stands. A break for the Giants. Eagles lose a challenge and a timeout. 1st and 10 for the Eagles 20. Manning gets rid of it. Burris inside the 5 to the end zone. Touchdown.
Well, there's something you're going to be talking about all day Monday in New York and Philadelphia, depending how this game finishes up. I mean, that was a critical challenge play.
Just a note.
I mean, it could be 1st and 10.
When Andy Reid was coaching the Eagles, I fucking hated him.
Giants touchdown.
You have 8 guys on the line.
Couldn't stand him.
Job of relaying to his offensive line. Where
now that he's a Chief, I think he's one of the nicest coaches in the NFL. But when he was with the Eagles, I couldn't stand the motherfucker. Now he's like, oh yay, Andy Reid got a Super Bowl, yay! And I was glad that Andy Reid got his Super Bowl and whatnot. But like I said, when he was with the Eagles, couldn't stand him. Thought he was a fucking asshole. On that note,
10th touchdown reception of the season for Burris. He scored 8 the first 6 games. Only his 2nd touchdown the last 7 weeks.
How tough is this guy? I mean, watching him in pregame, if you were to tell me he was going to score a touchdown on a quick slant, that he was going to be able to work against press coverage all day and run speed cut routes, there's no way. He can't do that. I saw him pregame. A lot closer, but the way they described it makes no sense to me whatsoever.
Terrell Buckhalter bobbled the kickoff. And is tackled at the 24-yard line by David Tyree.
So you can see what he's been able to accomplish this afternoon. I mean, he left the field early. All his teammates are still out on the field during pregame. I mean, he's going in to get retaped. We saw him retaped on the sideline here. I mean, his performance today is extremely impressive. If you saw the amount of pain he was in pregame.
And has been in throughout the season. So the Eagles start from their own 24-yard line. Good coverage downfield. And McNabb is sacked for the 2nd time. Barry Cofield with his 1st sack of the season.
That's exactly what you call
a good job of solidifying a spot that we felt could be a vulnerability for that Giants defense.
2nd and 17. The catch is made by the tight end Smith out at the 25. So a 3rd and 9 coming up. Smith went in to have x-rays on his ribs in the first half, and he remains down.
And that's when, I mean, the opposition called for that one. Antonio Pierce was calling the people out from the Philadelphia sideline. And that's never a good sign.
Holding his right knee. Missed games earlier this season due to a groin injury. We mentioned the rib injury earlier today. It's been a tough season for L.J. Smith.
Oh.
Got caught underneath Aaron Ross.
Man, a pain goes up my backbone when I see stuff like that.
Now you'll see the Giant players right now. I mean, it's actually Sam Madison's going to call to the Eagles sideline to get the training staff out. Smart in that situation also. You can't let that ego get in the way that, hey, I don't want to be carted off the field.
We're down to 9. McNabb in trouble. He escapes. And he goes down at the 29-yard line. So the Eagles once again forced to punt.
We talked about Donovan McNabb and his ability to move and scramble around the pocket. I mean, right here, it looks like he's going to be tackled for a 10-yard loss, but no knee brace. His ankle banged up a little bit. He just goes and gets away, gets positive yardage. I'm telling you, he's getting better. I think that 2 weeks off really helped him.
Rocca punting from his own 20.
Well, he's
getting away from the corner. Extreme. Plaxico Burress inside the 25, finally tackled at the 23-yard line after gaining 41 yards.
And it's got to be one of the most painful routes for Plaxico to run because it's going to be a hard in cut. Right there. I mean, you see all the wiggle at the top of that route. I'm so impressed by his performance today, having watched him warm up pregame. He's making catches that are not, I mean, these are not well-thrown balls. Plaxico's gone all over the place to catch these balls. He's not catching them in stride on the fly very easily. Making some nice yards after the catch.
Burress over 100 yards for the third time this season. Here's Brandon Jacobs running hard. Finally tackled at the 16. He gained 8. As we check in with Kurt Menefee. Kurt?
I think a lot of people thought that the Lions, you know, with a great 6-2 start, boy, you look at who they had down the stretch, it was going to be tough. Some people thinking they might lose their last 8 games.
Jacobs picks up a first down. Now, if the Giants win and the Cowboys lose, Giants would be 2 behind Dallas in the win column with 3 games remaining. But remember, the Cowboys beat the Giants twice.
Yeah, the Giants are going to win the NFC East. I mean, I feel very confident saying that right now. You know, the Giants are playing for the first wild card spot. They need to take care of business, keep doing. They haven't been great, but they've hung in. They've made plays when they had to. They put together some drives.
Manning on first and goal to the end zone off the fingertips of Shockey. Second and goal. Jacobs in the backfield from the 7. Here's Jacobs inside the 5. Shockey in the slot. Manning out of the shotgun. Manning to the end zone, incomplete behind Burress. Sheldon Brown on the coverage. Giants send out the field goal unit.
Click.
23-yard attempt. Tynes from the left hash. Lawrence Tynes now 3 for 3 today, extending the Giants lead to 16-10.
It's a one-possession game right now.
J.R. Reed on the return. Tackled by Ahmad Bradshaw at the 22. Eagles on first and 10 from the 22. Westbrook cuts to his right. And Westbrook picks up a first down. Giants lead 16-10. We start the 4th quarter. Eagles from their own 32-yard line. Westbrook bounces into the outside. First down and more. Eagles in Giants territory from the New York 47. Reggie Brown still on his feet. And Sam Madison. Final
down.
Second down and 5, Westbrook. Westbrook close to another first down. It will depend on the spot. L.J. Smith, the tight end, suffered a knee injury in the third quarter. Westbrook. Terrific effort by the Giants defense.
I don't like split backs there. Thank goodness.
Westbrook split to the left, and it's McNabb on the sneak.
Pressure on Manning, who had
to lands with lands. Moose is on the loose. Hello, Moose.
Pressure on Manning, who had to get rid of it.
Lands with a
that might be it for this disc. Seem to be stuck on a Coors Light commercial. And I'm not sponsored by Coors Light.
Oh, Moose.
So,
hey,
Moose,
Kurt,
all right, yeah,
well,
that's it for that
don't
one.
Get Alex Smith back.
All right, now the beauty of this. That's what we were just watching. It's on a disc. And now we put in a new one. Give it a few. I might have to program it. I'm sure there's a way. I think I have it hooked into the wrong thing. Just saying. Talk amongst yourselves. I think there's a way it plays right from the DVD and I don't have to do this every time. But that's for another day. Files are directly are... Alright, so we might just end here and set up other things. Because I think I'm using the wrong... I think I have to go to media source. All right, so I think we're done.